Hello everyone, I am Tacit and welcome to the Gems of War Guild Wars week something week 115 day 2. So today we have the day of EXP claiming. It is finally time. So of course we've been accumulating these since version 7.1 and today is finally the day that we cash out on these. Let me go clean up our mail so we can go see. Oh yeah, also we got some compensation for the Underspire thing. I'll get to that in a second. But before we do, let me go click all these one at a time and make sure we do not click the collect all button. But let me go claim each one of these one at a time. Make sure we never claim a single one of the other ones. Then we can go show this real quick. And the reason I keep doing these on the stream is because I don't want to misclick it. And if I do misclick it, it'll be on stream so we can then use it immediately. So being very careful not to misclick it. If it would actually click, there we go. There we go. Okay. 1 expires in 8 hours, so we'll easily use it before then. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and of course the 8th one comes from the daily, which we haven't done yet. But yeah, we have 8 EXP boosters. The one from today, the 7 compiled from the last week. And guess what we did last Guild War Day? We can actually see it right over here. If we go over to bonuses, look at that, special events, plus 100%. While it doesn't specifically say it here, this is because of the Guild War win. We won Guild War last night. As you can see right over here, if we go over to Guild Wars, while this might be the only day we win the entire week, hey, we won this day, and that's all that matters. But yeah, we won yesterday's Guild War. As a guild, not ourselves, we did like 3-2. But as a guild, we won yesterday's Guild War, and because of that, we get the 100% EXP bonus. And because of that, we now have 2 hours of EXP to claim today. And we are claiming all of it today. 100% of it, every last bit. This stream does not end until we have claimed 2 hours of EXP. On top of that, we're also going to be doing Red Guild War. We'll probably start there. Basically go through dailies as normal, and then spend probably the rest of the stream doing EXP claiming. Because that will be like 80% the stream. That's pretty much the game plan. Anyways, let's go over to Underspire thing. So, of course, Underspire last week notoriously got pretty glitched when the patch happened. But anyways, Underspire reset torch compensation. Hello, Adventurer! After updating to the... Also, how many torches do you guys get? Did you all get 24? Because I was like calculating up how many I would have used before that period. And I was thinking like, oh, 24 is about how much I spent. But then I was thinking, wait, it would not have been 24. I would have bought in... either 20 or 38, depending on how you look at it. So this number couldn't have been how many we spent, so maybe just send 24 out to everyone. But anyways, hello Adventurer! After updating to the 7.1 update, some players, almost everyone, discovered that they had lost their progress in the Underspire they had earned so far. To make sure you didn't lose any torches spent in the first 48 hours after weekly reset, we would like to give you these torches from your purchases. But that's not the exact amount we purchased, though. Purchases during that time. Plus that doesn't compensate for how many torches you spent after the fact, because that drastically affects that as well. So that's a little bit weird. They only did it for the torches spent beforehand, not afterhand. Because that still affects people who, you know, spent torches after the fact. Because you had 2 whole less days of torches last week. And having them this week doesn't really fix not having them last week. Anyways, those in the 48-hour period. We would like to give you these torches from your purchases during that time. We have also included 1 extra torch for each torch booster purchase you made. Oh, that's why. Oh, I was wondering why it was 24. Because I should have only gotten 20 torches then. Oh, I see. Okay, that makes sense. We got 1 extra torch for each one. That still doesn't compensate for, but still. I'll take it. That's why I didn't overspend last week. Because our compensation for it's pretty bad, actually. But, yeah, we got 1 extra torch than how many we would have gotten. So, I got 20 torches last week. You know, we bought 2 tiers from both days. So, we got 24 back. Meaning, for each tier, since we bought it 4 times, we got the 5 back for each, which is 20. And then 4 additional for 1 per each. Okay, that makes sense. Okay. So, we'll claim those torches. And I assume this is just a gem payout, which doesn't cover anything, but sure, 50 gems. Hello, Adventurers. After update... Okay, this says the same thing. So, here's just 50 gems. Alright. Alright, there we go. Well, we got all of our torches back, plus 1 per set. Plus, we got 50 gems. I guess that's okay. Good thing we didn't overspend, because they... I don't think they did any compensation for people who spent gems after the fact. which of course could still have affected it and made it so you didn't like win or, you know, something else. Like you might not be able to reach the milestone you wanted to reach. So yeah, they only compensated for stuff that happened before the update, not after the update. Interesting. Well, good thing we didn't overspend. And that's one of the reasons I kind of didn't want to. Just in case it was like that. Okay, human pet we don't need. Wait, is it Wednesday? Yeah, today's Wednesday. Losing track of days. Yeah, it's Wednesday, so we don't really need to do much with this. It's just human pet. If you need to get it, get it. We will not be touching the pet all day today. Okay, so first things first. Before we go use 2 hours of EXP, let's go do all the normal dailies first. So let's start with Guild War, of course. It's Red Guild War Day. I actually have a fun team I wanted to run. We showed this a couple weeks ago, but this is the first time we have ever been able to run it for Guild War. And it is this team right here. This team is indeed pure red. I did switch it up a little bit from how we normally run it, as you need to play it a little bit safer during Guild War, of course. And that team is Wand, Huntmaster Ouroboros, Rubraf, and Diamantina. Normally, if you were playing this team for offense, you'd be playing it somewhat like this. But of course, our goal is to not die, so we need to play a little bit more like this. It's a lot safer this way, and that's pretty much the game plan. We're just going to run it like this. Should be good. Don't really need to change much. We should be 20% into 8 magic, which I also don't think we need to change unless we really need cleanse. But if they have elementalists, there isn't much we could do about it. Biggest issue with this team is getting cleansed. Of course, the way around that is for hero to do it, though if they have curse, it's going to be more annoying. So if we see they have both elementals and curse, we might want to reconsider. As long as they just have elementals like this, all we have to do is just rush Wand, and we should be good to go. We do only have 20% mana start for Wands, which is a little bit sketchy, and I can't really change it, otherwise we don't get as much mana accumulation for Huntmaster. So we're just going to leave it like this and hope it works out. Hopefully we can tank long enough to make it work. We do get to start with Barrier. While this thing does not have Barrier on Brown, it does start with Barrier, and also Barrier's a random ally when an ally dies, and I believe that also includes Hero, and also has 40% score reduction. So that's pretty much the game plan. It is indeed pure red, as is Red Guild War Day. It might not seem like it because we have so many things there. But yeah, that is pure red. 2 things that cover every color, Rubraf and of course Huntmaster. And of course we did get him to shiny level 2 the other week as well, which is the only shiny level 2 that we have and probably will ever have for a very long time, as I mostly just wanted to have him for various dragon teams like this. And yeah, this is the first time we had to try it since Guild War, so let's go do it. Just double check that everything is correct. Looks like it. Alright, let's go do Guild War. Our 5 Guild War days. Let's hopefully do a little bit better than yesterday. We went 3-2 yesterday, which was horrifically bad. So let's do a little better than that. Let's go at least 4-1, ideally 5-0. Also, hello everyone! Let me go say all the hellos before we get too focused on Guild War. Hope all you guys have been having a wonderful week so far. Hello, yeah, hello Roman. We just played through the entire DLC of the game that came out. Well, I shouldn't say came out, but you know, the DLC for it came out today. But yeah, we did the whole thing in one stream. I'm pretty sure it was like 2 to 3 hours of DLC content that we did over the course of 10 hours. We really played for the full experience, the full immersion. Because I'm pretty sure if you rushed it, you could easily have done it in under like 2 hours. Hello, yeah, hello Roman, hello Bill, hello Nightmare, hello Tyrion, hello Humberto. Will we have the new next Deep Delve? Or when will we have it? Isn't it this weekend? Or next week's weekend? It's some weekend really soon. Can't remember if it was this week or next week. No, it was, wait, yeah, it was next week. This week is Arena. Next week is Deep Delve for City of Thieves. And then after that, I believe we have Vault event. So yeah, this weekend is no event because of Arena. Next week after that is a next Deep Delve, which is City of Thieves unless they change it. And the week after that is Vault event, the last week of this month. I believe it's the 29th. But yeah, the week prior to that, the 22nd then, is the next Deep Delve for City of Thieves. Hello Draco, hello Supernova, hello Cookie, hello Tyrion. So 2-hour EXP grind? Yes, we're doing a 2-hour EXP grind to stream. The stream is going to be like 3 hours, which means in total today we would have streamed for like 13 to 14 hours. But yeah, we streamed a while today. We normally don't stream that much in a given day. Slight exception. So hello Lester. Also Lester, you missed it. You missed the 2 Hooters that we had last stream. And the other sexual innuendo. You left like right when everything was happening. But thanks for stopping by though. Hello Chad. Hello Genki. Hello, let's see. Hello Mr. Z. Hello Chad. I'm repeating some. Hello, Mr. Z. I'm gonna read through everything too. Hello Sushi Ninja. Let's see. Yeah, I don't feel like the compensation for what they did last week was as good. Luckily, I wasn't affected much, so I don't really care. Which is why I didn't bother spending too much. Like, you got really punished if you spent a lot after the 2 days. If you spent a lot before the 2 days, you got rewarded a lot. If you spent a lot after, you got nothing. Literally nothing. Hello, Deem. Hello, who else hello to? Hello, Bill. Hello, Tangy. And hello, everyone else. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Anyways, let me go minimize this so we can see the game. Actually, let me not minimize it. Let me, wait, that's not what I wanted to do. Also, I need to go get the timer up later. Because when we start doing the EXP, we definitely want to have timer on the screen. We'll finish all the other dailies first, though. Then we'll go get the timer for the rest of the stream so we can keep track. All right, first things first. What are we doing here? He has green to skull. Does that do anything bad to us? No. Does that do anything bad to us if we remove something? Probably. Let me just go move a red for now. We do benefit a lot from red. We also benefit a lot from green, oddly enough. So I'm just going to move it this way. We shouldn't have anything there. We get free turn skull, so I'll take that. One less thing he'll have. Actually, 2 skull there. Oh, we got all of our mana, too. Okay, I just need this to not miss, and we're in golden at this point. Looks good to me. Wow, how was that not an extra turn? All of that and no extra turn. That's amazing. Okay, we need to target something and kill something. What is the biggest threat on this team? If I had to guess, it's probably Crossbow, but honestly, it's probably Beatrix. Beatrix is more of an issue than Crossbow, even though we're spamming the red that it needs to win. Though then again, we're going to be able to get the AoE on it anyway, so let me actually do it on you twice. Actually, maybe into one-shot range. Yeah, there's one-shot range. Okay, there we go. That's already fixed. Okay, you know what? I'm just going to keep doing this until we win. It's doing good enough. Let's see. One more, and then we go for Diamantina or something. Yeah, let's match. You don't have any kind of reduction, right? You don't have Submerge. You don't have anything. Oh, that's not the one I wanted. I meant to cast Diamantina. Wait, why do I have it in that order? Do I want to have Diamantina in front of Rubrath? Yes or no? No, I'm actually going to go Diamantina last slot. I'm actually happy with that. I just have to remember when both of their full mana that I go this one. Because I believe normally I have it the other way around in the other team. But I have it this way just to make sure that Diamantina lives longer in case it goes down to a sticky situation. Because we get a lot more value from one Diamantina than we do from one Rubrath. So it actually is best in last slot. Okay, let's keep going. It's 1 battle down, 4 to go. And so far this team is working as good as I expected it to. So hopefully it keeps doing that. Biggest issue is getting weapon up. As long as we can get weapon up, there's really nothing stopping us. The biggest concern is getting frozen on one of our colors that use everything. The worst thing that can happen to this team is we get frozen on first or last slot because that covers every single color. And prior to us getting wand, we have no immune to freeze, so that's really bad. But once we get to immune to freeze, it's pretty much a smooth sailing from there. Like, it's near auto win at this point. As long as we don't make some kind of drastic mistake, but otherwise, it's good to go. Let's keep poking things that are threats or mild threats. Get them into AoE range, so we can just plop them all down immediately. Get every single one into AoE range. Of course, almost extra turn at 100% rate. We throw down that Diamantina, hopefully land extra turn, even if we don't, what's left? Hero? What's he going to do? Take a red? And then he takes a red, and then he's dead. Red to dead. The finest of combos. But there we go. Also, I'm not sure I can say Red Day is the hardest Guild War day anymore now that this team exists. Like, it's not a guarantee win, but gosh, it's just strong. Because we have Wand to fix all the issues that Red's had in the past. We have Infinite Loop Red. And we have every dragon in the game that hits well off of Red to use. Most notably Rubrath for Diamantina. But even if you don't have that, you have like World Breaker plus whatever else. There's a lot of pretty good red dragons that hit all enemies. As pretty much every dragon hits all enemies. Okay, what do we have here? We have Tower, which is kind of weird. He does have Book, Thief Book too, so I can't target it directly. Biggest issue with that team is Double Empower Book. As long as we can get going before that's an issue, we should be fine. Though Double Empower Book, of course, is notorious for being very annoying. We'll take that over. Biggest issue is will we get enough mana in time? That's like the whole thing that we're up against every single time. We also have no initial board control. So sometimes we'll have a really bad board where we just can't do anything to it. Like, for example, right now. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. He casted the right one. Oh, no. Yeah, that's the least ideal situation. He's mostly poking Hero. We have, like, no mana on anyone. Can you, like, end your turn for half a second so we have a chance to win? Okay, he ended it for half a second. Let's see if we have a chance to win. We just throw down a poke. We're getting some reds. This is why we put Diamantina in the last slot, by the way. If you're wondering why I was in last slot, this is why. Okay, I can get rid of his extra turn there. He still gets mana, but it's not extra turn because of the explosion there. So we'll take that. He didn't even go for it. We'll take the red. It's still winnable. It's a very sketchy winnable, but it's winnable. What are you doing again? Brown to red. You get a match, you get a match. Oh gosh, just so much mana. I almost want to deny it, but it is so much mana for him. Yeah, this is fine. I can take Skull. He's going to get full mana Book, though, is the only problem. And we don't have any follow-up for that at that point. We basically have to, like, auto-win off of Diamantina. Because he gets full mana there. Not a single thing we could have really done. We can take a little bit of mana here, but it's not really going to matter too much. Because we do that. He'll do a thing. We die. Wait, he missed! He missed! He missed! Okay, what can we do with this? We'll take the yellow. Everything goes into Diamantina, so everything helpful there. I think I have to cast this because it's basically dead. We can technically pass a turn and hope it doesn't happen, but he's just going to take Skull anyways. Actually, what if we take the Skull? We can't die to that burn. He's not going to get bleed. He doesn't have bleed. Well, actually, he does have bleed. But it's not going to bleed enough. Yeah, I think I take Skull. He does whatever. I take Diamantina because that's the last turn that even gets to live. Then we go from there. So we take that. He does a thing. Oh, I didn't see the other skull. No! I don't think that matters too much overall. But I did not see that skull there. Whoops. What do we need? What do we need? What do we need? Where'd that skull come from? Wait, I might as well take a vertical and try for red at this point. We have red storm in play. Nice! We actually got it. Alright, this is still winnable. This is still very winnable. I just have to deny him every red for the rest of time and we should be fine. Because all he has left is mana accumulators. And one Diamantina and he's dead. And we would have gotten that Rubraf, he'd already won. Or we would have already won, I mean. Alright, all we have to do is take a lot of mana and not give him a single red. So let me take red. Because as long as he's not taking red, we're winning. Alright, I take this way. Ooh, maybe I shouldn't have taken it that way. Wait, what's my move now? I guess just take purple? I don't want him to get skull distracted. I just kind of want to take this yellow. Oh, but then that gives him more chance to get extra turn. I can't do it. Nice! Okay, we got this. Take skull, dead. No, his summon! Watch us die to that. If we die to bandit, there's something wrong. Though, it's not impossible that we die to that one singular bandit. That is not beyond the realm of possibilities of what can happen in this battle. But we won. There we go. Gosh, that magic stacked so much on 194 damage. I definitely underestimate how much damage you end up getting from that thing sometimes. With all the magic buffs and everything because it gets double the buff. That was such a sketchy win. We did not deserve to win that fight, but I'll take it. Oh no! Infinite loop purple. Do I go freeze just to counter this? He's running Orpheus, isn't he? He is. I gotta run Elementalist. I don't have a choice. That is just so much freeze to not counter. Like, you have to counter that. I can't go Dragon. Even though it hurts our gem spawn, we still get the extra red because of his thing. I have to counter it. Like, there's not a choice. I kind of have to. We can't let him infinite loop or we auto lose. So we're going to have to go Elementals here, which makes his team a lot weaker, but I need it for the freeze. It's the strongest thing we can still run that can do it. Because there's no other Dragon class. And I don't think he can freeze off a Dragon Guard. I don't think it has any tree where you could freeze off of. And even if it did, it would still be a random one. But we're just gonna have to go with this. Wait, what did Tyrion mention? I don't see what his comment was that he's pointing to. Oh, there it is. The torch given, you lose 50 gems roughly per bundle. 5 bundles bought, again, you did get 2 times each extra bronze glory, 100 writs, the other thing. You're okay with less than 300 gems lost for that, all that. Yeah, overall, most people didn't lose too much from what happened. I still feel like the compensation was a little bit weird because they only compensated for what happened before, not after. It would have seemed better if they went for the whole way. Anyways, anything else we need to change here? I think we're good. Alright, let's just roll with it. Yeah, this is actually the first time I think I've seen this team used in Guild War, oddly enough. It's a really popular Guild War defend team. I mean, not Guild War. It's a very popular... Oh, I didn't set any Orpheus, though, for the initial freeze. Oh, that's a mistake. But it's a very popular PvP defend team. I've never actually seen it in Guild War, though, oddly enough. Oh, he has brown to purple. Wait, is that bad? That's actually not too bad. What I'll ultimately get from that doesn't do too much. The problem is I need an extra turn, like, right now. Nice! We got it! Wait, are we frozen on brown? We're not! Oh, that is so huge. Wait. We already won. That is over. Oh, that was a lucky start. We do get less red every time we cast. We have to keep that in mind. Let me just go for the Diamantina. There's a good chance we actually turn that. Nice. Wow, everything is going in our favor right now. Do I just go for a kill? Honestly, I think I just go for a kill. What was that fight? Wow. What on earth just happened? That was fun. We need to use this every Red Guild War for the rest of the time. I like Red Guild War now. This was like my least favorite for like forever. How long has Guild War existed? 4 or 5 years? It might be my favorite one now. What just happened? That was a lot of value very quickly. Anyways, let's go again. Oh wait, let me switch off of Elementalist. I don't need Elementalist anymore. Well, I technically do, but it doesn't do as much value here. Oh no. Brown spamming against him still kind of nice. I'm gonna go Dragon Guard. I'm gonna risk it. Because once we get things rolling, it's still gonna be better. Elementalist is better against that, but you have to keep in mind he does have Impervious. And we have to go out of our way to curse him, and I'm not sure we're gonna go out of our way to curse him. We get a lot more benefit being blessed than them being cursed. So we're just gonna play it like standard Dragon Guard then. Yeah, that was a lot of value. That Diamantina, that Diamantina got way too much value there. Oh, we're frozen on purple. That's not. Oh, actually, we're frozen on everything. We're not just frozen on purple. We're frozen on all the things. Let me see here. Gosh, my eyes are so fatigued from all the looking at screens today. And we're still going for about 3 more hours. Well, at least 2.5. Finish all dailies and then do the 2-hour EXP grind. Okay, so this extra turn's a trap. We know that. What's your converts again? Blue to red. Nothing. Kind of. He does get a... Oh, gosh, it still does so much value. I'd still have to move that over. Red to brown. It gives him some mana if I take that. It doesn't give him mana if I take this, I don't think. That denies both, unless I'm missing something here. That denies most of his value. Okay, good. Problem is his follow-up now is going to be so good. Oh, we're not frozen anymore, which is interesting. He is blue to red. Can he do anything? He actually can't do anything with blue to red. Really? All this board and you can't do a single thing with blue to red. I kind of want to take this, but I'm scared he's going to get blue-red drop. Good, he didn't get it. We're fine. He gets a little bit of mana there, but I think there's just one at this point. We take all the red we want. We're not frozen on anything. We then start killing the biggest threats, which honestly I feel like is this guy. He can actually be really intimidating. We'll go for that. Hit him again. Hit him again. Honestly, I just want to kill it out all the way. I don't even want to chance it. Let's get him all the way out of the battle. A little overkill, but I think it's worth it. Alright, now we deal with Hero, and once that's dead, there's nothing left. He has no team left. And now we can just Diamantina into Rubraf in this match. I'll take the skull, why not? Okay, I'll take the skull again, why not? And now we just hope that... Actually, is Rubraf enough damage? I might as well just do Rubraf then. And there we go, this match. I was not expecting this team to be this good at Guild War. What are we on? I'm pretty sure we're on track. No, we can't be, because we did 2 battle in the 3rd battle. But if it wasn't for the 3rd battle, I think this is on track for 9,650. But because the 3rd battle was worse, I think we're on track for 9,550. No! Where did we mess up that much on the 3rd battle that it lowered us that much? That felt too smooth to be that low of a score. Though we did do really bad on that one fight. Didn't we only have like Diamantina left or something? Which must have lowered our score by quite a bit, I guess. Because we had one really sketchy fight in the middle. But some really smooth fight. Like, way more smoother than they should have been. Some of the smoothest I've ever seen. We literally just, like, insta-killed the entire team in, like, a turd. There we go. Anyways, that's that. XP booster soon. Not quite yet. Soon, XP boosters. We shall be back for you for 2 hours of boosting. Not quite yet. But we will be back. Alright, next. Let's go clear all the other dailies. Want to get out. Oh, well, there's nothing there. Good. Alright, well, that's done. Obviously, we don't need to do this pet. I already have it maxed, so don't forget to get its human bonus, which is not the greatest of bonus, though far from the worst. Definitely make sure to get that if you still need copies or just want more pet food. Alright, let's go clear out dungeon. Anything? Also, I just realized we have 1 billion torches to go use in Underspire this week. Because we got 24 extra, there's going to be a great reduction on how much we actually have to spend. And you know what? I'm such a fan of this team right now. We're going to run it again, though I need to do a different order. Okay, we're gonna run with this order. This is the order you run when you want to go all-in offensive on it. It puts your main mana accumulator at risk, but it goes quicker than the other version. The other version you do for Guild War because it's a lot safer to not lose. It could still lose. But it's a lot safer to try to avoid it. Whereas this gets mana on him a lot quicker, which makes your whole team get mana instantly. And from there you just win. And that's the game plan. Alright, we do that, throw down all the damage, get it as wide as possible. And then we just spam 1 billion of these. Actually, let me take that first. It's going to reduce our extra turn chance, but make sure he doesn't get value from it. And we still extra turn regardless. Gosh, I love this team. This is definitely my favorite team currently in the meta, I would say. Not sure of all time, but it's definitely pretty high up there. As far as my favorite teams. It's one of the reasons why we even bothered to max them, because I knew I'd use this team a lot. Quit showing this team you don't have Diamantina. You can go double Rubraf if you got on dry on Diamantina. Assuming you have 2 Rubrafs. Like, this team works almost the same with double Rubraf. It actually gains more magic from double Rubraf, too. So you're getting more damage output. The only problem is you cover less color. But if you're running Wand, you're technically not covering any less color. You don't need Diamantina to run this team. Though you do need double Rubraf, ideally. But even if you don't have that, 1 Rubraf with Ward Breaker is fine. If you don't have any Rubraf, I guess you're in trouble. Because the best option you have is like Ward Breaker plus something else. Which is kind of unfortunate. Because I would say you need at least Rubraf. Ideally double Rubraf if you don't have the Diamantina. Because double Rubraf Wand is basically the same thing as what we're running right now. It's a bit different because you don't get the 4 times dragon bonuses, stuff like that, but it's pretty much the same. The only reason I run Diamantina, well, for one, we get 4 times dragon bonus. But the other reason is because the damage output on Diamantina is initially higher. So for shorter fights, it's a lot more damage. For longer fights, Rubraf would actually be more damage than Diamantina because of the extra magic that you gain constantly. But in shorter fights where you're only casting like a few times, Diamantina is slightly higher damage range than what you get from a Rubraf. Plus, of course, they're covering every color, but you could do Wand for that and just cast Wand for more mana. As long as your Wand doesn't miss, it's about the same thing. And Wand normally doesn't miss. It does occasionally, though, of course. It's pretty accurate. Do I have the Guild War bonus today? Yes. We're going to be running 2 hours of EXP bonus today. It'll be the first day that I think you even can run 2 hours of EXP bonus. Because even if you got the EXP bonus on Monday or Tuesday or whatever it was impossible to have stacked 8 of them by then. So this is the first possible day you could use 8 EXP boosters. And we're going to be doing it this stream. I'm not sure if anyone else has even bothered doing this yet. I'm pretty sure someone had to have. But it might be among one of the first. So maybe not, because obviously everyone would have already done it sometime today. But you know, we're among some of the first few. Because this is the first day it's even possible to use 8 boosters on one day. As it was not possible to have done it on Monday, because even if you had the boost, you would not have had 8 boosters by that day. I think the most you could have had was 6, if I'm not mistaken. Even if you had every single one between that time. 6 or 7. But doing it this way, we can actually have 8. And we're going to run all of them, though not quite yet. Let me finish out everything else. We're going to be in Underspire a while today. We still haven't finished Tower of Doom either. I think I finished Tower of Doom tomorrow, just because we're doing so many things today that we could just do it all in one go tomorrow. If I do it now, we're going to split it between 2 streams. So I'm going to skip Tower of Doom today and just do it all tomorrow. And that'll be the main thing that we do other than class event tomorrow is finish the entirety of Tower of Doom. The guild will already have this done. And then we go finish our battles up to 25 and that'll be Tower of Doom completed. If I try doing it now, we won't have enough battles. We'll be like 2 sigils short or something, depending on how Val Ravens fall. So we'll skip that for now till tomorrow. So that means the only other event we need to go do is Underspire and also finish our dailies because I need that for the XP boost, of course. Defeat 2 mini bosses and Explore, which literally just spam Explore real quickly. We're literally going to be doing that for 2 hours, so we'll easily get that during that duration. And also match a bunch of skulls. Oh, I should probably go do a team that does that, shouldn't I? Well, what are we running for Underspire? Is our Underspire team creating skulls this week? I actually don't even remember. No. Well, let's hope we find them. Wait, can we even make a team that creates skulls? Does anything in Darkstone even create skulls now that I'm thinking about it? I can't think of one. Underspire, do you have anything that creates skulls? Because now that I'm thinking about it, I don't think you have a... Oh, yes, you do. Exorator. Ooh. We could. Probably not worth it, but we could. Anyways, let's go Black Mana, go everything to death. We could actually lose a fight with this team, though, which is kind of scary. This team is not made to last, that's for sure. We mostly just ran this for the lower range, just quick kill stuff. But after this section is going to fall off enough that we should stop running it, because we can actually legitimately lose with this team. The only reason it's fine for now is they're not really intimidating any fight we're taking. We're getting 270 XP per battle. Nice. I'm not sure what we'll be getting. We'll find out when we start doing it. Do we really not have a better option? What on earth did I do for the higher team for this week? I don't even remember. Oh, I know. I did Mother of Darkness with what's his name? Ooh. Not that. This one. Ooh. Yeah, give me that. I think we're at the point where I kind of want to run this now. Yeah, give me that team. Because our class is tankier. So we're not going to ever lose. We have insta-kill. We have double true damage. Yeah, give me that one. I go a little bit slower, like, as of exactly right now. As we go a little bit deeper, this will be way more consistent, and it scales the entire time because of how much insta-kill it has. Yeah, we'll roll with this one. And it is pure from the team, or from the guild, or from the kingdom. Including the hero class, even Plague Lord is from the kingdom. Though it only has 10% this week instead of 20%, which is kind of sad. I like when the hero class gets 20%. Makes bad hero class a little bit more viable. Not that Plague is really bad, but it's kind of outclassed by a lot of other similar hero classes that are barrier on Brown. It has some uniqueness to it, and that it has disease with spell reduction, which makes it really spell bulky. That's the only thing it really has going for it. I'm just going to Thrall and double Mother of Darkness. Honestly, do I have a second Mother of Darkness? I might just double Mother of Darkness. I might make a whole team of just Mother of Darkness. She doesn't feed back to herself, but she does feed back to stuff like Thrall and such. We got a 49 and we got a 57. Well, highest level has failed us before, but let me go down here. Also, I don't think we're going to use every torch we have today. We simply just got too many from the thing last week. So I think we'll just throw down 50 gems today and then just keep going. Or, you know, just not use all of them, but only throw 50 gems for the extra. And use like a bulk of them, but just try to get through like our current section or something. Because we have a lot of torches now because of the bonus that they gave us from last week. Not enough to make it all the way to the end yet, but enough to drastically reduce how much we're going to need to spend on the mode. Unless we get really unlucky. Probably should cast Throw instead, but we got lucky there and then we just kill it with insta-kill and it dies. I think we had up to 75% insta-kill there, which honestly not too bad. 3 out of 4 times. Alright, higher level? No. Higher level? Yes. We were getting 276 per battle? Nice. Looks like a lot of people in like that 200-ish range. I don't have that extra 10% from that VIP bonus yet. Oh, I wonder if I can actually get it, though. One thing I still haven't done, which I do need to do before next week, is get the extended pass. So let me go get that real quick. Hide it from the stream when we go do that real quick. After we get to that point. I want to see if that's actually enough to bring us over to VIP 10, because we're actually like almost right there. I don't think it will. I think it will still be slightly short, but in case it is, it's actually 10% more XP, which is 20% more XP. So if we can have that rather than not having it would be ideal. But not a complete break if it's not. It's not too big a deal. It's only 20% ultimately. But, you know, that adds up. And we're going to be doing it anyway, so might as well do it. Is SSing here even worth it? Honestly, I want to take this purple just so we can get more of other mana that isn't purple. I have to take purple just so we don't get purple. Something you normally don't need to do. Oh, no, I forgot. You can't hit there. Oh, no, that didn't even kill because of the thing. Well, go for your insta-kill, then. So far, he's landed every time. And whenever he does land it, he's basically Zolgoth for lower mana cost, which is kind of interesting. Just without the freeze burn. How many XP are you getting per battle right now? 100 and something. I forget the number. It's low 100, like really low 100. I want to say 104, 107. Alright, and hopefully that insta-kills. No, we finally missed the 3 and 4 chance. It's bound to happen eventually. There we go, another one down. I think that one was for skulls or something. I have no clue. Which one was that? That one was for skulls. Nice. All we have to do is kill 2 mini bosses and explore, which takes like no time at all. You can just dust devil for 2 quick kills, and you're good to go. All right. Where were we? We did that. We did that. We did that. Keep doing Underspire. All right. Found the door. Now to find the dreaded side rooms. Oh, is my base 142? Wait, is it that high? Oh, yeah, sorry. I forgot to account for the extra 100%. I was saying my number without 100% boost. The number I was just saying. Yeah, I'm not sure what it is with 100% boost. Because the number I just mentioned was without 100% boost. And I was mentioning like slightly over 100. But with 100% boost, we're getting 142. As you mentioned. This is going to be a double dead ends. Let's see. What's all of our paths? We have double dead ends. We have dead end pretending not to be a dead end. And we have definitely dead end. Which one do we think is the right way? We can only be wrong so many times here. Well, this one's up against wall. But last time I had one up against wall like this, I was like, oh, it couldn't possibly be over there. And it was. So you know what? I'm going to go over here first. I'm pretty sure this is going to be merchant. Is this going to be merchant or dead end? But there was one time where the boss room was like this and it was down here. So I'm going to do it because that one time it was. And because of that one outlier, we are going to go waste 4 torches over here. Because one singular time it was over here. Even though it is extremely likely to not be over here. But because that one time it was, I will always check. Okay, we'll take a purple. Better throw. Also, switch out those orb numbers for the timer soon. I meant to do that at the beginning of stream because we're not really updating the orbs at all this stream. But we are going to be timing things. I'm probably going to use each one 15 minutes at a time. Which to a degree is somewhat a waste for these, but I don't know, it's just out of habit. It just gives us a small break to stretch and everything. Even though there's no advantage using them 15-minute at a time, like there is for the other thing, I'm still gonna use them 15-minute at a time. Pretend they're little mini paloozas. Maybe it'll make us go quicker. It just sure does for paloozas. Yeah, I do need to check my trophies before I forget. And also thank you for reminding me. Because I almost forgot. Actually, I should probably go get a trophy timer too. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh gosh, they're gonna make me go 2 more rooms. I definitely feel like this is gonna be either merchant or boss room. The problem is it could very easily just be merchant. Merchant loves being a mile away. And then being nothing when you end up getting it. Oh, I should have taken that purple. I have no clue why I just did the move I did. Here, have an insta-kill. Just kill him. There you go. Alright, I would like some purple. Can I get some purple? I would like to buy a purple. And a smash. Oh, come on. This is either merchant or dead end. It's one or the other. There's no way this is normal dead end. It's either merchant or boss room, I mean. Why did I say dead end? It's either merchant or boss room. Pretty confident on that. Ideally, it's boss room, though there is a slight chance it's merchant, which would be so disappointing. Well, we'll see when we get there. Alright, kill that out. Get our kill. Oh, that didn't actually kill the other one. Wow, he's bulky. And never kill it. Wow, gosh, you're bulky. When did they get so much stats all of a sudden? No! It was merchant! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 torches wasted. Okay, I don't think it's going to be on the double path, so let me go check the double path. You know this is double dead end, but I gotta click on it. Let's just scout every room. Scouting every room is fun. Let's see. We'll take that over. Let me take this one. Oh, you're going to take it. How am I missing all these very obvious extra turns? Let's take that one. Come on, purple. Let's go. That or some green, so we can actually explode the whole board. Right, there we go. Grab our mana. First time ever being Paragon in your guild, and you've been there for 3 years or so? Wow, really? That's a long time. Oh, never mind. First time being after 3 years. Oh, wait, I read that wrong. Oh, I read that really wrong. I thought you said you've been Paragon in your guild for 3 years. I was like, wow, that's some consistency. But never mind. First time at being Paragon in 3 years. That can happen. It's a very RNG-based mode. You just get some starting boards where it's just horrible. Like, someone in our guild who was, like, second best last week lost twice on the first day. So you can easily get RNG'd out. I'm gonna go this way. Yeah, huge congrats on finally getting it. Definitely a nice milestone. Unfortunately, you don't really get anything for that milestone, but still a nice milestone to eventually have. Doesn't reward you with anything, but feels good when it happens. Yeah, we'll take that one over. I should be using this insta-kill guy more often. I keep wanting to use Mother of Darkness, but honestly, in this kind of situation, we just go for the kill. Because the skulls are just so much damage at that point. So what are you doing surviving with 3 HP? This is a 4 off if this is a boss room. Yeah, we'll go for it. We'll put our confidence into a 4 off for once. You lost to a strange worm team. Oh, those things that create skulls every turn? Yeah, there's quite a few of those that could be pretty intimidating. Especially the newer version that don't use worm, but rather use the ogre guy. Because he actually hits really hard, really quick. Especially with the correct frontliner. Oh, we didn't land it. It's a kill. That's the second time he's missed. And of course, 75% doesn't always get it. It's still pretty high, though. Like, he's getting it way more than he's not getting it, so it's still worth using. Honestly, anything above 50% is still worth it. No! It's going to be over there, but that's not going to stop me from taking this dead end. Let me go take this dead end, then we can go down the other path we should have went down the first point. At the first point. Let's go waste 3 torches here, and then we'll go down the correct path. Oh, I was expecting that to kill. I left those skulls there for the exact purpose of you actually killing. There you go. Luckily, he doesn't normally miss twice in a row. I finally got our daily gems. Ah, I knew it! Oh, good. At least we only wasted 1. Hey, we scouted the whole floor. Wonderful. Not the first nor last time that will ever happen. At this point, it's pretty much tradition to full scout at least 1 floor. At least it only wasted 1 torch. That's a pretty generous dead end. Oh, his kill rate is going down. Oh, his magic's still the same. Come on. Get luckier. I was gonna say you better not. At that point, we should have just Essence of Evil or Thrall. Would have done more damage if we didn't insta-kill there. Okay, I think it is physically impossible for the boss room to not be right there. It's gonna be a 4 off right there. Well, it better not drag me 6 rooms in. Well, we know for sure it's over here. It's more so, is it a 4 off or a 6 off? And of course, we're ideally hoping it's a 4 off. I still can't get over that one Guild War battle we just had earlier. The one where we triple skulled it down. That worked out too perfectly. I'm actually surprised our Guild War score was so low overall. I think the big battle that brought it down was like that 3rd one that was pretty bad. But if it wasn't for that, gosh, that was so smooth. Because we did almost lose that battle. I was actually expecting to, though we somehow pulled it off by the end. Oh yeah, the higher brackets start to get really hard. Okay, if this in this next room, it's a 4 off. If not, we gotta waste a whole extra 2 torches, which is not ideal. It's actually gonna be really deep if we have to go that far. Actually, let me go for the insta-kill first. He's stunned, so it doesn't matter. Wow, how do we miss everything? He creates 12 skull and missed like a Zolgoth would. Well, I guess it makes sense. They both create 12 skulls, but you know what I mean. What? Wait, there's another path! No! No, where did this path come from? No! What? No! When did this path render itself into existence? Well, we said we'd scout the whole floor. We're committing to it. Seriously, when did that path come around? I'm not just missing gem matches, though. I'm missing entire paths of rooms. Major pet orb. Worth it for level 20 Magic Kingdom. Yes. If the only thing preventing you from a level 20 magic is using a major pet orb, yes. 100% is worth it. Yeah, they had to have changed Underspire. In the last few weeks, they had to have, like, shadow changed Underspire. Because there's no way the Underspire that released on the first few weeks is the same Underspire that exists right now. I refuse to believe we are that unlucky. That or we just got the most absurd burst of luck a couple weeks in a row. That then died down to nothing afterwards. Because there seems to be, like, no rhyme or reason where anything is in the Underworld right now these days. Whereas we're getting to the point where we're getting it pretty predictable. Not fully, but decently. Like, we were getting consistent weeks where we're dropping, like, 5 torches to 10 torches max. Like, you know, as far as excess. Like, incorrect rooms. And now it feels like, on average, we full scout at least 1 floor. If not 2 of them. Yeah, I feel like they might have made it more random. Like, more, like, genuinely random, rather than, like, pseudo-random, like how, what's it called, was initially. What was that mode? Dungeons. Because Dungeons had, like, a pseudo-randomness to it, but then they made it, like, true random. Was that Defiant? Welcome, welcome. Or, you know, as true as you can do with zeros and ones. Watch this somehow still not be the boss room, and I'm still somehow missing a path. It's impossible. There's no other branching path connecting to this place. It has to be right here. It's physically impossible for it not to be. Honestly, even with how random it is right now, it still takes way less torches than I initially thought this mode would. I was expecting this mode initially to be like 100 to 120-ish. Or like 100 to 130-ish or so torches per week. And while that can happen, I think our average is closer to like 100. Even on like these bad weeks like this. Like it is still way cheaper torch-wise than I initially ever thought when we first saw the premise. Like right now, even with full scouting this floor, and we're halfway through the entire place, I think we're only going to be at like, what, 50-ish? Give or take a few? So by the end, we'll be at like 100-ish, give or take a few. Which is still way cheaper than like 120-ish plus. Because I think the most you can take is like, what, 150 something? Or 160 something? So as long as you're hitting under 120, that's still not honestly too bad. Like right now we're 55, 56 for halfway through. Which means even if we double that with how bad we've been doing, it's basically a 110. Because we get that lantern for free. But that reminds me, I still haven't bought torches today. Gosh, maybe I should buy it twice now that we burnt through so many. But I'll just buy the one for now. We should be fine. We have to keep in mind, we still have 4 days. This is only the third day, and we are 3 sections through. Though, of course, those extra torches definitely helped us a lot this week. That's for sure. Definitely going to reduce the amount of overall spent. Because it's basically 4 to 5 less packs we need to buy. Compared to an average week. Maybe we just kill it with bleed. That's funny. One thing that Mother of Darkness is actually pretty good for that is very rarely utilized. Just because she fits in so few teams. She is still to this day, by far, by a huge margin, the best bleeder in the game. Every extra turn, she bleeds all enemies. And after you do that 4 times, that's 10 true damage to all enemies per turn. It's a very strong mechanic that I don't feel like is used much just because she doesn't fit into that many teams at all. But she essentially does, assuming you can curse them or they don't have immune. She essentially does 10 true damage to all enemies per turn. Obviously, you're not normally passing your turn that many times, but still, it still racks up to be a lot of damage over time once you get it fully stacked. Though realistically, if you're looping enough to get it fully stacked, you're probably at the point where you're almost winning any fight anyway, so... It's one of the other reasons she's not used as much. Because realistically, if you have a 4 bleed stack on all of them after enough extra turns, you're already in a position where you pretty much won the fight. Like, it's almost over by the time you even have the stacks up. So even though that's really strong, it just very rarely is practical to use. Unless you're in a restriction like this week where it's actually really useful. And after this, we'll go hand out the first code, and then we'll start cracking open 8 EXP boosters, which obviously will take us at minimum 2 hours. It's physically impossible for it to take less than 2 hours. But realistically take us like closer to 2.5 hours, probably with all the in-between time and everything. And yeah, I do need to double check what my trophy number is beforehand. Because the way that we're going to keep track of how many battles we did to figure out how much EXP we got is by checking how many trophies we have. Because we're going to get 1 trophy per battle, which will tell us the exact number of battles we have done. Which will get it down to the T. So all we have to do is take how many trophies we've gotten, how many trophies we gained, and then multiply that by how much EXP we're getting. And then we'll have the exact number of EXP we gained without keeping track of the EXP at all, which would be great. And that's the game plan. Can you stop getting mana? How does your whole team have mana right now? No, you drained the most useful thing. You know what? I'm just going to disable this so we can't do it again. Never mind, I can't. Okay, well, we're going to fairy fire that one. So we can then do the true damage kill, so we can then get the purple, so we can then loop back, so we then go for the insta kill, so we can then kill everything else. Go, initiate plan. Alright, there we go. I still got 8 torches left. I said I wasn't going to use all of them, but that was before we missed 1 billion paths, so I guess we're going to use them all. We only have 8 left, might as well. We already went this far through, might as well. And after we use out every last torch, we'll hand out the first code, and then, yeah, let's start opening the XP packs. It's going to be a good majority to stream. Even though we're almost an hour in air, and we're not even 1/3 done with the stream yet. So how long that's going to take. We're not going to be here till midnight, though we're going to be pretty close to midnight. One of the latest we've streamed Gems of War in a while. And in total today, how long would that have been streamed? I think we would have streamed like 13, 14 hours total today. It's the longest in a very, very long time. That's something I normally do. I don't know how people can do a 24-hour stream. That seems like impossible. I've tried to do something like somewhat similar to it, like way in the past. I think we realistically got up to like 16 or 18 hours. Like, I find even like a 4-hour stream to be kind of hard a lot of times. Unless it's like a brand new game that literally just came out or something. That's not enough damage. Oh, yes it is, never mind. I wasn't sure with that fairy fire there, but yeah, it wasn't though. And there we go. Oh no! I was gonna say that went so smoothly, but he didn't go for the insta-kill at the end. Otherwise, that would have been a pretty smooth fight. Wait, what are... Oh, he died to bleed. I was like, wait, what just killed him? But yeah, luckily the bleed stacks got him. Hey, see, bleeds. Get some value in there. That true damage adds up. 10 per turn. Adds up very, very quickly. I should realize I should be careful with that. Doesn't that have like a 10% chance to turn him into a toad? Which would be so bad if that happens. Wow, what a miss. And you don't have freeze, so now you get a billion skulls. Fortunate. Luckily, there's no penalty to losing troops, so we're good to go. Oh, we found the door already. Oh, that was quick. Hello, door. Now let's play scout the whole floor until we find the boss room. Alright, let's try going the place we think it is the least. I am going to go down the path where I am most certain it is not. Because for whatever reason, one thing that has been pretty consistent with factions is the path that you don't think it is actually the one that is the whole time. It's one of the reasons why when we get a full scout, that's actually what's happening. Because anytime we ever get a full scout, that means the path we thought was the least likely to be the path was indeed the path all along. Like, that's exactly what a full scout means whenever it does happen. Because we saved the path that we thought was the least likely for it to be, was actually it. So let's just take the one that we think is least likely, and there we go. Boom, boss room. That one has some likeliness. Oh, there's only 2 paths. That's problematic. I think this one is more likely. It's directly off of this. Oh, wait, but it's going to go into a wall. But you're less likely. Yeah, I think this one is more likely to be the one. I'm going to go this way. Because this one's against a wall. I don't think it's going to be the boss room, so we're going to go this way. The way that I don't think is going to be the boss room. Watch it actually not be the boss room this time. In all fairness, we have like a 50-50 chance unless we get a branching path on the other side. Which it probably is, so that means it has a higher chance of being it. Which is why we're going to go down this path, because this path has a lower chance. And it's probably not the path. And because it's probably not the path, that means it's the path. Honestly, we should just use that inverse logic again. Because I think we were doing better with that inverse logic than we were before. And see if it still works with whatever changes they made. Whatever path seems the most likely, or least likely, go for that one. Let's see if that works for us. Obviously, don't go for any obvious dead end. That is like 100% dead end. You know, this one's not 100% dead end. Look, we even got a branching path here. That could be one of the sides of the correct path. Because when you only have 2 paths, you actually kind of want to see a branching path. Because at that point, it's actually more likely, not less likely. Which does that mean we should turn around? Because this path is becoming more likely now. Well, time to go flip all the way back around. Obviously, we already committed this far. We gotta go. Plus, we only have like a few torches left anyways. Are you even in kill range? I have no clue. I can't see the number. I'm just gonna go for it. Also, how are you getting so many skulls? Come on, 75% chance. You got this? Go, go, go. Yeah, there we go. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have seen a 5 before. It's very rare. Okay, so if I was to say which one is least likely, it is this one. I feel like this one is more likely. So let me go to this dead end. And we actually get to see by the end of the stream if this is truly a dead end or not. But yeah, let's see if we can get our second ever 5 off. Because 5 off is very rare, so it's probably not this way. So let's go this way. The reason why I think it actually might be this time is 5 off is so absurdly rare, and it's set up as a 5 off right now. So who knows, maybe it is. Like, it's set up very exactly to 5. Seems like a weird number to be exactly on. Which is probably why it's a dead end, but we're still going to go this way. Like, this is probably the least likely location for it to be, but that means it's here. If this is actually the boss room, we got to keep using this logic until it fails. Because that would be really hilarious. It will eventually fail, obviously. Taking the directly awful path every time. But it's surprising how often the path you think is least likely is actually the one. Yeah, it wasn't. I've only ever seen one 5 off ever. I was in high hopes this could be the second. Nope. It's very rare. This is what, 800 spires in, 900 spires in? We've seen it one time ever. And unfortunately, not again. But yeah, that was the least likely one for it to be. And guess what? It wasn't. Anyways, we'll continue from here. Okay, we're almost at the point where we can start to stream. We've almost finished every daily. And then we get to the main thing that we actually were trying to do today. Let's make sure we have every daily done. And the only one we have to go do is kill 2 bosses. And you're about to see a lot more of what we're doing right now. But let's just do the preemptive amount so we can get all the EXP rolling. And then we can start 2 hours of EXP farming. The stream does not end until we have used all 2 hours worth of EXP. Just in case we don't win a single another time during the entirety of this week. Oh yeah, let me go hand out the first code first, and then we'll have the other one in a little bit. Wait, let me go find this team. Where's my team? Why am I so blind today? Where's my Dust Devil? There it is. I'm missing so many things. What did I eat for dinner? Oh, I just had some sandwiches. Just 2 sandwiches. I didn't even need to make them either. My mom had some spares from her work, so I just ate those. Here's one of the things that they had at the place there. Which is good, because I only had like an hour or so. Made it a lot more convenient than having to make something from scratch. Alright, after we kill this next boss, I think we're good to go. We will have all 8 XP boosters. I almost want to use them all at the same time. Just so we can screenshot it. But then we have to be very, very, very careful to maintain max speed the whole time. Oh no, let's pull it. Should we use them one at a time or all 8 at once? We'll do a poll. Start, no, not a Q&A, start a poll. Let's see. Should we use the EXP boosters one at a time or all 8 at once? I'm still using all of them regardless. Should we use the 8 EXP boosters? Let me phrase it that way. The 8, if I could ever click the button 8. Should we use the 8 EXP boosters one at a time or all 8 at once? Regardless, we're using all 8. One at a time. All... That's not an L. All 8... I'm typing on a keyboard like a mile away from me. All 8 at once. Alright, there we go. Start poll. See which one wins. Whatever wins, we shall do for the next 2 hours. Because there's no penalty to doing them all at once, other than the fact that we have to maintain the time for 2 hours straight, whereas we could take breaks if we did it one at a time. Which would make it take longer if we do it one at a time. But it would be slightly less stressful. But then we don't get to see a big timer that says 2 hours. But yeah, there it is. 8 boosters. Well, 7 plus the other one. Alright, we're at about a 50-50. I almost want to do all just to get a screenshot of it, to be honest. Because I'm not sure how many people have actually done a 2-hour EXP combination. It's the max you can ever have in the current system in the game. It's literally impossible to have higher than a 2-hour timer. Alright, let's see. What am I even looking for here? I came here to look for something. Oh yeah, my trophy number. That's not where you find it. Because I want to get two things. Well, for one, I need to get the timer up, so I'm gonna go get that. Timer. Life split, bring that up, get rid of that. Okay, I need a new text that says, let me overwrite my Vault key text. I'm gonna replace this for, trophies. I'm gonna put the number here. I'm just putting this here for myself. Also, if anyone wants to join the guild, we still have a spot left, by the way. Let me see here. We are currently at 453. Is everything set up for us to start battling then? Yeah, 453. So let me go put that down. Gosh, why can I not find the menu I'm looking for? God, I'm clicking like everywhere. 453, yeah. Okay, let me just make sure I have it down in my little thingy. 453. There we go. There it is, right there. 453. We're not gonna have it up. Otherwise, it's just gonna be a 453 there the whole time. I guess we could. So we can easily keep track of it, with regardless if it's visible or not. Oh, so it looks like 1 at a time is winning. Ah, maybe we won't be using all 8 at once. Well, we will still be using all 8 at once, but you know what I mean. Not like simultaneously. That was the original plan, was 1 at a time. Oh yeah, I never did hand out the first code yet. Let me go do that. I'll have the second code in a little bit. Yeah, let me go. Let me go to the bathroom real quick too and just get all situated. Let's see. Because even for doing them 1 at a time, I still need to make sure we're like ready to go. Let me go grab some caffeine too. Because we're going to be here almost till midnight for doing them 1 at a time. Which is currently winning the poll. Let's see. Okay, there's timer. Make sure timer is timering, and hopefully timer doesn't stop. Though if we're doing it 1 at a time, timer stopping doesn't matter as much. Wait, is timer not visible for you guys? Where's my timer? Wait, you guys can't see timer. Where's my timer? Wait, what? I've never seen this happen before. 1 second. Where's my timer? I can see it, but you guys can't see it. I think it's the first time I've ever seen this issue. 1 second. Technical difficulties. Where is my timer? I see it, but you guys can't. There's chat. There's timer. What? It's active. Why is it not working? What happened to my timer? Hello, timer? Timer! It's visible. I'm going crazy. Where on earth is my timer now? It's visible. Do I have to delete my timer and remake the timer? Is there any way I can like center the timer? Is there like a filter for like centering? Transform, order, no, not move up, down. Transform, fit the screen, stretch the screen, center to screen. Where's my timer? I just centered it to screen. It's not locked. Oh, I'm so confused. Let's see. Fixed it. I have no clue what was wrong with it, but whatever I just did fixed it. There we go. Timer is now timering. It has been done. Alright, I'll be back in a moment. Here you guys go. Let me go get you guys a code. The first of 2. Let me go find it. Let's see. Yeah, let me go do the 1 code now. And you know what? We'll hand out a few of the normal codes too. Though I do need to go open them in Discord because I don't have them in the thingy yet. But, yeah, let me go open up that too so we can go do those. Let me go find this over here. Alright, we got that situated, Okay, I just need to get the other codes from the other section. We'll be good to go. Alright, let me go to the bathroom real quick, grab drink, all that good stuff. So we can go do 2 hours of grind. We're not stopping. Alright, let me go give you guys the first code. This should be the kitty. Then we'll have the doggy a little bit, and we'll have a few normal codes as well that aren't kitty or doggy. Just for those extra gem keys in there. Because we're going to be going for a while, so we might as well, if we're doing them 1 at a time, we can hand out like a code in between every few or something. Alright, there you guys go. Enjoy. Alright, I'll be back in like a few minutes real quick. And then whatever the poll is at, we'll do. Though this time it seems like it'll be 1 at a time. I'll be right back. Yeah, sorry about that. Should be ready to go. Let's go do 2 hours of one at a time. 15-minute boosts. Oh, we should go get a boost used number. Alright, I just figured some trackers we could go do while I was away. Alright, where's my other tracker? 1 second. So, trophies, +0. The plus is going to be how many trophies we've earned. And then we're going to have, what was I about to put here? I already remembered what it was and now forgot. Wait, what was I going to put here? Because that's for trophies. Trophies earned. Oh, yeah. XP boosters used. How big is that if I do that? Yeah, that's fine. I don't think that overlaps. We'll find out when it happens. Yeah, I think that's big enough that the timer won't overlap, and if it does, we'll change it then. Okay, so trophies, 453. That's what we're starting with. If I go back to trophies. So if we go over here, guild, trophies, 453. That's our starting number. The plus is how many we've gained. And the XP used is the number of XP boosters. And of course, we haven't used one yet. And timer is for, you know, timing the 15-minute booster. That's the game plan. Oh yeah, I ended up getting one of those teas. It has caffeine, so. Since I haven't been drinking any sodas, it's like one of the only caffeines I can really get, so. At least I don't drink coffee or anything. So I've been going with very high sugar, high caffeine teas. Whenever I need something like that. I don't drink these too often, but when I do, I drink them very quickly. Use open your XP on accident. I've been really lucky. I somehow have not used a single one of my 8 XPs on accident. So let's go look at our glorious XPs before we have to go crack them all. This is one of the first, only few times we're ever going to do this. I shouldn't say only. Oh, here's the redeem code we just handed out. Because we will do this every Guild War. If they don't patch this, and this is actually like an intended mechanic, we're doing this into every Guild War ever. I am not going to do it into Vault weekends, though. It's just too much of a nuisance to have to worry about the mail. Like, going forward after Guild War week, we're going to be claiming these every single day. Like, we're not going to be stacking them like we have been. But for Guild War weeks, we definitely will. The amount of extra XP you get for is just so high. Oh yeah, that reminds me. Let me go check. What's our VIP bonus right now? I was going to see if buying that was enough. No. How much VIP do you get for spending, like, what, 10, 15 bucks? That's not going to be enough. It's definitely not 110. I know that for sure. So I'm not going to get that. Yeah, I'll just do that after the stream. I forget how much you even need to spend. I forget what the VIP ratio is for that. But yeah, we won't have this till like next month or the following month. But maybe my next Guild War, you never know. Alright, oh, my screen just fell down. Kind of wobbly since the previous stream. Because I still have that broken screen on that laptop. Still hasn't been fixed. There's not really a way to fix it. Alright, well, let's start popping them then, one at a time. We'll start from the top because it expires in 7 hours, so no way we're going to have that expire in 7 hours, but you know what I mean? Is that highest risk of expiring. So even if we wait 2 hours, that's nowhere near the 7 hours. So technically we don't have to do it first, but you know, I kind of want to do it first just in case. Never know. Alright. Let it begin. Let me just double check one last time that we're on Dust Devil team. I'm not actually going to do a fight. I just want to make sure we're on it. As long as it's on it, we're good to go. Also, there isn't anything in Cinema Mirage that doesn't get one-shotted this week, right? What's the bonus? And let me double check. I don't remember because I haven't been doing much. Mystics and Darkstone. Does this place have a lot of Mystics? I don't feel like it does. I feel like the number's more than 0, though. But they're probably not in one-shot range, so it doesn't really matter, ultimately. Alright, let's start opening them. One at a time. As the poll mentioned. Which actually won by about 2/3. How many trophies were there? We have 453 is our trophy number right now. And the reason we're keeping track of that is it very easily keeps track of our total number of battles done. Because we know we start at 453. So if it goes up by 100, we know we did 100 battles. And then we can just take how much XP we get for a battle and then multiply it. Which I don't currently know what that number is, but we'll find out as soon as we do the first fight. Alright, let's go. It begins 2 hours of XP boosters, which means we're here for at least another 2.5 hours. Which at this rate is like half an hour before midnight, so we'll be here a while. Alright, let it begin. Let's look at the last 8 of them in all of their glory. Actually, you know which one I should actually use first instead of these? Let's use our daily for once. I have actually never clicked this button. Since this has existed for like a week and a half now, I have never clicked this collect button a single time, I don't think. So let's go do it for once. We're going to start with this one and then do the other ones. So complete the 3 tasks to get a 15-minute XP boost. Alright, click. Claimed. Alright, we're now in 15 minutes. Oh, I didn't click my timer though. Well, that timer doesn't need to be as accurate as Guild War, as faction timer. Or, gosh, Palooza, I mean. Because Palooza, you want it to be accurate so you get the extra boost. For this, it doesn't really matter. It just gives us a general time frame of, like, when it ends. It matters very little when we actually complete it or not. Or, you know, when it gets completed. For Paloozas, it matters. For this, it's more so just for convenience to know, like, when it stopped. Because there's no clear indication when it has stopped if we're using them one at a time. And as Genki mentioned, definitely feel free to leave a like on the stream. Helps a lot and is greatly appreciated. You open your XP on accident? Yeah, that's very unfortunate. I haven't had it happen yet. So it is very easy for it to occur. Oh yeah, I didn't double check. How much XP are we getting per battle? Oh, that she survived. Oh, I should take a brown. What am I doing? Go. On timer, where am I still the XPs? Oh, she has 10% this week. Oh, wait, that's problematic. Let me go to Wild Plains. Hold up. Wild Plains save us. I'm more confident Wild Plains won't have anything that will get in our way this week. I don't want the Legend being able to survive. Mythics are fine because they're all going to anyways, pretty much. But when Legends are surviving, that's not ideal. And of course, one of the only things that have 10% this week is that Legend there. We'll just do it in Wild Plains the whole time then, it looks like. I need to double check on one of these battles how much XP we're getting, just so we know going forward. It wastes like 1 battle worth of time, but I do need to check. We are currently getting 284 XP per battle. How much did we say before? 124. So we are currently, from this XP booster combined with the other thing, getting 160 more XP than we would normally be getting. That is a lot of XP. That's more than double. Well, of course, because we're doubling and getting 100%. Yeah, we're getting 160 more XP per battle than we would normally be getting. As we normally had, what, 124? With the 100%. And now with the 100% and double, we're getting, whatever I just mentioned, 264? Wait, how's that possible then? Wait, what extra is getting doubled? Wait, how did I go from 124 to 264 by getting doubled? Alright, now I'm confused. Where's the extra bonus coming from? Because that's more than double. Am I missing something here? Because I'm pretty sure that's more than double. And this is calculating the double and the extra from Guild War, weirdly. These wasn't the numbers we had before? It was 124, and now we're getting 164. Which is slightly more than double. Oh yeah, I forgot. We still have to deal with merchants. It's so unfortunate. I don't want to skip them, though. Sometimes they give us good stuff. We're also wasting XP. Oh, sorry. It's 142 to 284. My bad. Alright, if I keep seeing things that keep surviving like this, I'm about to go switch to a Rowain build. I really shouldn't, but gosh. He's really getting our way. There we go. 50 Dragonite. Never mind. Keep getting in our way if we're going to give us that drop. Yeah, merchants slow you down a lot. Angels as well. Angels slightly less so, though. Because I feel like an angel decision is quicker than a merchant decision. Because on angel, you just click bigger loot. On merchant, you have to calculate the loot value relative to cost association. So you don't just click bigger loot, because then you might lose a lot of resources if you do. Whereas when an angel appears, you literally just click whatever is more valuable. But merchant, you have to consider the actual cost of the resource combined with its ratio of value. Oh, we're doing really good on rare gnomes. Resolve the verse 3 we need. We're getting so many good gnomes. Give us that one. Because it's possible we find some verses. We actually are going to get at least hopefully one verse 3 during this. Hopefully multiple. Because we're cycling through so many fights, we should see a good number of them. In theory. In practice, we'll find out by the end how many we ultimately get. But yeah, 142 to 284 was our EXP boost. So yeah, it is just double, which, you know, is what it's supposed to do. That's not too bad. I was thinking of my number before, which is why I keep confusing it. I keep thinking of my number without the 100% Guild War bonus. Yeah, 142 to 284 sounds correct. Yeah, it's actually insane how much EXP you can get from this. Like, saying you get a half a level in 15 minutes to someone earlier in the game might sound very low. But this late in the game, it is actually a lot to be able to do a half a level in 15 minutes. And that's about how much we did the last time I did Palooza. We did like 4/10 of a bar in the 15-minute time. And that was without the 100% from Guild War. And with that, we should easily clear half a level in a 15-minute. Which again, it doesn't sound like much, but this late in the game, gaining 2 levels in half an hour, really solid. And of course, we have that new loot system to give us a little bit more when we actually do so. Of course, it's not like a huge amount of reward, but you know, it adds up. A little bit extra loot here and there. Plus, you still get all the old rewards. You still get the glory, you still get the event key, you still get the extra mastery. Which are not a lot, but bigger numbers still nice. And hey, it's actually more realistic to reach level 2000 now. 2000 for all intents and purposes, I would still say is considered max level within the game. Obviously, level still keeps going up. But it is at the point where leveling matters so much less by that point. Because you're getting almost nothing from your mastery at that point. You've got the final stat. There's one other thing to keep in mind. You actually get hero stats. Every 100 levels from 1000 to 2000, you gain a hero stat. And then it doesn't do it again until 3000, which is why, realistically, 2000 is max. Because very few people are 3000 plus. Like, we're talking like almost single-digit number. Though maybe more in time now that we have all these EXP boosters. But very few people are level 3000 plus. And you don't get a single stat from level 2000 to 200, 999. Whereas every 100 from 1000 to 2000 you gain a stat. And we're still missing 2. I forget what the other one is, but we're missing magic. Because at level 2000 I believe you get a magic, and I can't remember what you get on 1900. That stat only applies to your hero and not to your troops. But still, an extra magic plus one other stat to our hero is pretty nice. Between now and level 2000. And then from that point on, we basically get no stats for the rest of the time. Because the amount of time it is going to take us to reach level 3000, even with this new XP system, is likely never. I would assume it is never. Which is why I generally consider 2000 max level. I'm pretty sure most people do. Because it's just really unrealistic to reach 3000. Unless you commit a lot of time to doing so. Like, you actively have to try. You're not just, like, casually accidentally going to reach level 3000, that's for sure. Like, you actively have to be trying to get that level. To even get remotely that close. Come on, merchant, load quicker. Also, give better loot when you load. Honestly, not caring about the EXP booster is fine. You save yourself doing the daily every day. Assuming you don't automatically get it done on accident. Which is very possible. It is possible some days that you get it done automatically. Without even trying to get it done. But I mentioned that in the video too. Like, you could just completely ignore the EXP boosters. And it's like 7.1 never happened. Like, if you don't care about EXP, you don't have to worry about that daily. Or any other feature they added. You just get some extra free loot over time. For just doing your normal gameplay. Like, you can completely ignore the 7.1 patch and everything it brought in, and you will still get extra loot over time for doing nothing more than what you're already doing. It's mostly just for those people who actually want to push levels. It gives them more of a realistic way to do so, rather than what it was before, where it was very slow. Why did my timer just stop? Timer, why you gotta be like that? It doesn't matter too much, though. But my timer actually just crashed. Oh, no. Timer, why you gotta crash? I literally just updated you earlier. Did that make you not happy? But yeah, it literally crashed. I need to restart it or something. It's not that big a deal though, but we can just guesstimate the time. Like, this isn't a Palooza. Like, if we're off slightly, that doesn't really matter too much. Though we'll make our, actually, it will slightly matter for our score overall. Because when we're keeping track of how many trophies, it's going to make it kind of awkward if we don't know the exact number. But we can kind of guesstimate in like 5-ish minutes. Like, okay, we should probably, like, check the timer. So we'll just wait till it's like 5 minutes from now and then kind of see where the timer thingy is. So let's see if I can restart it as we're waiting. Close window. How do I restart this quickly? If I click buttons. Hey, Angel. Our first Angel to stream. Oh, well, we know what we're going for. I gotta go for Epic. 2 yellow deeds is so juicy, but an Epic is juicier. Alright, there's an easy way to fix our timer now. All I have to do is remember the exact time that shows up on this screen right here. It is 4 minutes and 30 seconds. Okay, go back. 4 minutes 30. Start. 4 minutes 30 is when we end. I wasted like a battle there, but we got our timer back. We gotta stop at 4:30. Because one thing I want to try doing with this is get exact all of my battles on XP boost if I can. It's fine if it's like 1 or 2 off. But I ideally want to get as many battles as possible during the XP boost and not ones outside the XP boost. So we can see effectively like the difference of 2 times the XP. Because if I take too many fights when we're not taking 2 times the XP, it'll kind of skew it a little. As long as it's not more than a few or like a dozen or 2, it should be fine. It doesn't have to be exactly accurate. Oh, if we can make it, it'd be fine or better. Because the whole point of this is to see like how much of an impact does 2 times really make. Oh, and one other thing I didn't really keep track, but we kind of know. Our starting level was whatever it was at the beginning of stream, which was like 1/3, or maybe even less, like half. It was like slightly less than half of level 1846. We can easily check based on looking at the beginning of the stream to get the exact, like near the beginning, or even near right before we started the XP boost. Yeah, that's one thing I like about the XP boosters, because you're not missing out on anything if you skip them. Like, if you don't care about XP, you're missing literally nothing by not doing it. So they're very skippable daily. They remind me a lot of what the Arena daily was like, that still exists right now that no one does. It is a daily, but it's a daily no one does. And you can treat the new XP system like that. Like, yeah, it is a daily, but you just ignore it and it wouldn't make any difference. It's also just there for people who want to do it. It's definitely very skippable. And as far as stacking these, I'm definitely not doing this every week. Or even for Vault events. I was considering it for Vault events. I'm definitely not doing this for Vault events. I can tell you right now. We are only stacking them for... we are only ever stacking these for Guild War weeks. Because that's when you get the 100% XP bonus. And I feel like it's the only time worth doing it for. Even Vault weekends I'm not going to stack them for because it's just too inconvenient through the entire week to stack them that high. So we're basically just going to do an extra 15-minute of grind every day doing the extra bonus thingy. Might even do it off-stream. We'll pull it at some point if people want to see it on-stream or off-stream. We could technically pull it right now, though now would be a bad time because we're doing like 2 hours worth of it. Maybe on one of the other streams. Because obviously, if anyone's going to watch through 2 hours of this, you probably wouldn't mind seeing 15 minutes of it per day, realistically. Because it's one of those things that is a little repetitive. But the loot for I personally feel like is worth it. At least until level 2000. Beyond level 2000, I don't feel like this is worth it as much. But until you reach level 2000, I feel like doing this is worth it. Stacking them for Guild War Week, then using them on Guild War Week. And using them daily up until that point as well. Use 15 minutes for some extra XP is not that bad. Plus it gives us an excuse to actually go XP grind. Because I've been kind of slacking on it lately in recent years. And this gives good incentive to actually do it for 15 minutes a day. Though it gives a lot of incentive for not doing it more than 15 minutes per day. Because now, you pretty much only want to XP farm for 15 minutes a day. Like, doing it for more is almost a waste. Because if you don't have the boost, you're wasting half your time. So if you were someone who was like doing it for hours a day, it might not be as worthwhile to do it for that long now. Like, it basically incentivizes you to do very small amounts of XP farming. Because anything beyond 15 minutes of XP farming per day just loses a lot of value since you're not getting double anymore. Like, the first 15 minutes you do for it every day basically just gets double value, so it just makes sense to kind of do it if you want the levels. But then you would have to do 30 minutes to match it. So essentially you would have to do 45 just to double how much you would get simply for 15 minutes. Which I don't feel like is as worth it. But the 15-minute amount definitely is. I think we have to stop at 4:30. Oh wait, this was the last one then. Yeah, we can see right here. Oh no, we got one on normal, but that's fine. It just ended, so. Yeah, I'll grab the white pet food. Alright, that's one down. Many more to go. Just out of curiosity, how many trophies did we get in that time? And of course, it's fine if we go like a battle or two over. It's not that big a deal. Even if by the end it's like a dozen off, it's not that big a deal. Mostly because it's XP, and XP is just a really weird currency. That it being slightly off means almost nothing. Also, thank you for the continued support, Florian. Greatly, greatly appreciate it. What are we all doing? We're currently XP grinding. Everyone else watching? I'm not sure. Probably grinding other things while watching in the background. What am I looking for? What am I looking for? I came here for something. I keep coming... Why? Why do I keep coming to my inventory to see how many trophies I have? That's like the third or fourth time this stream I did that. I'm not sure why I think trophies are there. It obviously isn't. They've always been in this menu. For whatever reason, I keep checking over there. Okay, I don't think I'm going to update this every single time. I just kind of want to see what number we have here. Plus, I would have to put into a calculator each time, which would be very absurdly annoying. But XP boosters used one. Oh, no, maybe we'll update it every time. That's one of the benefits, I guess, doing it one at a time. 243. Okay, so the easiest way is to take 253 and then minus it from whatever our number is. I think is the easiest way to get our number. First, I need a calculator just to make sure we don't mess this up. Though I'll still find a way to mess it up. And then we take 534. That's not a 5. I already messed it up. That's also not a clear. I just messed up 5 times. Let's start again from square one. 534 minus 453. Gosh, I need a calculator screen. Why don't I ever have a calculator screen on? Because the amount of shenanigans that happen on calculator that you guys never see is just hilarious. Anyways, we know how to use a calculator, I swear. We passed the first grade. Actually, when did you learn how to use a calculator? I don't remember. But there we go. Anyways, there's our numbers. And yeah, let's go do it again. Hopefully with the timer not freezing this time so we can get a little bit more accurate on the thing. And that is the first one of 7. And we can still see the very shiny 7 males. Oh, we finally have to ruin it though. Look at how nice this looks. 7 boosters is sitting there. None accidentally claimed, which I'm actually really proud of that. We have not a single time accidentally claimed a single one of these over the course of an entire week. I'm not sure how, because I've heard a lot of people mention they've accidentally claimed them. But we managed to, throughout the whole week, be very, very careful, which was really annoying, which is one of the reasons I'm definitely not going to do this for Vault Weekend. I feel like it is worth doing for Guild War. The 100% is just so much worthwhile. But the reason I don't want to do it for Vault Weekend is what extra are we getting? Nothing. Like, yes, we're already grinding during Vault Weekend, so it's not any extra time spent throughout the days. But the downside is, you know how much longer we have to take not making sure we accidentally claim all males every single day? That is so annoying. Like, I've probably wasted over the last week like 10 to 15 minutes in a cumulative time just because I was taking my males one at a time throughout the entire week. It is so annoying that, yeah, we're definitely not doing it for Vault Weekend. It's only Guild War ever. Is the only time. And even though we're doing all this right now, we can still stack these for other Guild Wars this week. Like, for example, we're probably going to do this again for like an hour on, I don't know what day. Probably like Saturday, Sunday? Because we get to stack them again during the week. Like, yes, we're doing it right now, but, you know, there's still more days during this Guild War. It's not like the Guild War is done after tomorrow or today. Still got 4 more days. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So as long as we win on Saturday, we could still run 4 XP boosters on Sunday then. Even though we just ran 8 today. Oh, well, 1 so far today and about to run another 7. All right, let's go do them from lowest time to highest time. This doesn't really matter too much, but it scares me that this one says small number. So it makes me want to use this one first. There's really no rhyme or reason as to which order we should do them in. But I don't know, seeing 7 hours there is like, yeah, I should probably use that one first before it expires. Obviously, there's no way 7 hours are going to go by in the next 1 to 2 hours. But, you know, it's intimidating, so we'll go for that one. Alright, timer has started. Okay, let it continue. Number 2, commence. He's got home from work. Nice. Hope the day went well. What does the 3 times under the icon mean? I don't know. I think it just means you did the 3 dailies. It's a bit of weird in that regard. But I think it's just referring to that you did the 3 dailies to get it. It's like needlessly there. But it's mostly indicating that you did the 3 dailies. Like, it's a needless number, but I'm not really sure why they have it there. Wouldn't be surprised if it gets removed next patch or something. Because it indicates nothing. It just happens to have a ×3 there. Because you did 3 dailies to get it. So you can almost consider each of them like a 5-minute boost. Though you don't claim it unless you claim all 3. Yeah, it's 5 times 3, what Emernator said, because that's basically what they are. But you can only claim them if you've done all 3. But it essentially is just a 3 5-minute boost in a sense. If you look at it that way. Don't forget to actually claim my tasks. I already did. That was actually the first one we used. It's why we have 8 instead of 7. For any of you wondering how on earth we have 8. It's because you could stall 7 of them and then open the one for the day, which gives you 8. But yeah, we used that one first. That's the whole reason why we're able to do 8 instead of 7. Because you only stack 7, but you use the, you know, on the 8th day you use the 8th one as well. Or, you know, you use your daily one as your 8th. Because you don't stall that one like you do all the others. Oh, we're almost going to gain our first level this stream. And it feels weird to say, but this will actually be your first stream in a very long time we gain more than 1 level. It almost never happens these days. But we should gain 2 levels this stream. We're going to reach level 1,847, and then we're going to gain level 1,848, most likely. Should be able to. Based on current HP rates, it's almost guaranteed. I could be so surprised if we don't. Yeah, first stream in a very long time we're going to gain more than 1 level. Because normally with no XP boosters at all, we're talking like 3+ hours pretty much for a level. Whereas right now at current rate, we're like 45 minutes a level. With all these boosters every 15 minutes. Like every hour we're easily gaining a level. Even at a higher level, you'd still pretty much be gaining a level with these. Which means stacking an entire week would be basically a guaranteed 2 levels in every time, regardless of where your XP is at. Or regardless of what level you're at. Like, you could be at level 2,100, probably still stack 2 levels in a day with this method. Unfortunately, you can only do it once a month because Guild War only happens once a month. Or, you know, once every 4 weeks. Alright, that is the game plan going forward, unless it gets nerfed or something. I assume this is an intended mechanic. It's hard to tell. Like, obviously, they somewhat intend for you to use them every day. But they literally send it to your mail, so it's like somewhat intended that you're supposed to stall them as well, or that you can stall them. Which I actually like, because you can, as I mentioned earlier a while back, like in the other video, you can stall them if you're just busy throughout the week. Like, you want to claim the XP, but you don't have time to use it during the week. You use, you know, stall them until the weekend, and then use them all on the weekends, or something similar. So there's a lot of ways you can stall it, depending on, you know, what you want to do, or how much time you have on a given day if you still want to use them. But don't have the time to spend an extra 15 minutes every day grinding the extra XP. Because as you saw there, they last for a week. The one we had from last Wednesday still has a 7-hour timer. Actually, we're using it right now. They last for quite a while. Though if you let it expire, you do get nothing, I'm pretty sure. As with pretty much any mail that you let expire. Also, after this one, we'll hand out a normal code, and then we'll hand out the cat or the dog, whichever one we didn't hand out earlier, a little bit later. I definitely want to hand out at least 3 codes, maybe even 4 codes this stream, we'll see. So do let me know the next code I hand out if it's a repeat or not, because I do not remember at all at what point we are on that list. I need to go copy paste it into my master list, so I can keep track a bit better. I didn't want to put it in quite yet, just because I didn't want to mix it with the cats and dogs. But now that we have so few cats and dogs, it's impossible to mix the 2 piles. Because I only have 3 days of the cats and dogs left. We have today, tomorrow, and Friday. Friday's the last day we have the cats and dogs. And then the only code I have left that's pet related is 1D International Talk Like a Pirate Day Pets. Which is 18th? 19th? Whatever day is before that Wednesday, I don't remember. I think it's 19th. Whatever day Tyrigan's birthday is, he'll know. You're not gonna regard this as a ×3 XP weekend, like Call of Duty? Or ×2, I mean. It pretty much is what this mechanic is. Gems of War way back in the day actually used to have double XP weekends and stuff like that. It was only for like the first year of the game. It eventually got replaced by other mechanics. Like, of course, most notably Vault events and Paloozas are probably the most notorious thing for what double XP weekends are. And instead of getting double XP weekends, we get like 1,000 times more loot weekends. I don't know, whatever you call Vault event or Palooza these days. It's like 100 times loot, 50 times loot. I'm not sure what you would call that. It is absurd how much extra you get. It's effectively 9 times more loot if you really break it down, but it sure feels like more than 9 times. But it's 9 times more loot weekends. And since we don't have EXP weekends anymore, I guess this kind of is the version of EXP weekend. If you stall them, you kind of can. You can stall up to 2 hours of EXP for a weekend if you really want to. Which, of course, that's not an entire EXP weekend, but, you know, 2 hours is still quite a bit of time. As we're about to see by doing 2 hours straight of this right now. We're only half an hour in. Not even half an hour in. Well, you know, the stream has been more than half an hour, but you know what I mean. The actual EXP usage, we're like 25 minutes in at this moment. It's nice that you can spread them out 15 minutes at a time, though. I feel like it's stressful whenever a game has a timer that's always ticking down for double XP. Like, where it tracks any second that you're online as your double XP time. Like, for example, they might give you, like, 8 hours of double XP across a weekend, and every second that you're logged in, it ticks down. Well, this does tick down if you use them every second, even if you're not logged in. You can use them whenever. So, you know, you can use the fully utilize the 15-minute, then wait on the other ones, then use, like, 30 minutes, then wait on the other ones, so on and so forth. You don't have to use them all consecutively. Even though we kind of are right now. You know, one at a time, but still consecutively. But you can spread them out. Like, we could have been doing this 2 hours across the entire day if we wanted to. Obviously, we didn't. But we could have. Doesn't all have to be right now. Is this Tower of Doom more difficult? No, it's the same difficulty it's been. Nothing has actually changed with Tower of Doom's difficulty, I don't think ever. As far as the difficulty of Tower of Doom, I'm not sure they've ever touched it since launch, unlike a few other modes. A lot of modes are honestly like that. It's one of the reasons why Explore 12 seems so easy these days, at least like super late game. Because it was scaled for like 5 years ago, if not longer. And it was never tweaked to be scaled higher. It's one of the reasons why Guild War feels so hard. Because technically it's always becoming harder. Because team compositions keep becoming stronger and stronger over time. Like, you know, people can set on defend and everything. So it's one of those modes that kind of naturally scales itself. Whereas most modes in this game do not actually scale over time. Making them essentially easier over time. You can still have your unlucky weeks though, of course. But in theory, almost every mode in the game gets easier over time. Because their difficulty never gets harder, but you get more stats, you get more troops, you get more everything over time. Because most modes are balanced around when they first came out, rather than to the future. While some of them are scaled to the future, you know, they're not really scaled beyond that. Like, they might be scaled to a point where they're, like, future-proof in a sense, but they're never, like, rescaled after, like, 5 years or something. Or very few modes ever are, anyways. Normally, just add a brand new mode instead of scaling up a mode. Dungeon is one of the few exceptions. Dungeon actually did get harder over time. Because dungeons, when they first launched, were pretty easy. And over time, they were, like, click one button easy. Like, when dungeons first came out, they were meant to be able to be done by newer players. So the scaling was really low. Like, really, really low. And eventually, because it was so low, over time, it literally became just one shot 3 times in a row. But then they added the difficulty system, so you can get more rewards, but, you know, it actually scales to late game. Like, that was one of the few modes that was actually ever scaled up. Is level 20 dungeons compared to, you know, doing level 0 or 1 dungeons or whatever the lowest level is. Because level 0 or 1 or whatever that lowest level is basically what dungeons were for everyone at one point. Like, even if you had, like, true absolute max stats and everything, you were still just one-shotting stuff like nothing. Whereas now, of course, dungeons are substantially harder if you're doing level 20s. To the point where you can actually lose them. Like, we easily go, like, almost every week losing dungeon once, just from some kind of shenanigan happen. Or because we're, like, silenced, webbed, or some other weird mechanic, just kind of making it a little bit more annoying. Whereas back in the day, it was, like, impossible to even lose them. You just click one button to win. Oh, an angel. This is our second angel to stream. I don't have a tracker for it, but, oh gosh, no. Oh, is the genie lamp better? I don't even know. Let me take the genie lamp. I don't need it, but... Oh, no. I also don't need 10 red food. I actually do value a genie lamp more in that situation. If it was a crown or less, I would have clicked the food. But a genie lamp or sacred treasure I'll take. Actually, does she even offer you sacred treasure? I don't remember. She does. I haven't seen it in ages. I'll take a genie lamp over 10 food. If it's free. Obviously, if it was all for merchant, we're definitely taking the 10 food, 100%. That's not even a question. I don't know if an angel will take the genie lamp in that situation. It's because it's free rather than having to spend way too many gems. Like, the max I would spend on a genie lamp is probably like 30 gems, maybe 50. Yeah, I think the one that they offer in the shop's like 200 or something. Something absurd, I don't remember. All I know is it's way too high to ever click the button. Oh, you're doing the map for your guild? Yeah, scouting is a little bit harder than just doing Tower of Doom normally. Mostly because you have to do a lot more needless battles. You also fight a wider range of troops than you would if you were just doing the only ones you needed. Which can lead to some stronger team compositions on the enemy. So it might seem like that they're harder sometimes because of that. Because you're just finding more of the slightly harder fights. Because the Doom fights are very static as far as what they offer. Whereas every single individual room leading up to it are a lot more variable. Because the final Doom fight, very consistent every single time, like what it's going to be. Whereas if you're just someone who's following an already scouted path, your ratio of Doom fights compared to a normal fight is actually way higher. Like, if someone's scouting, they're doing 4 battles to every 1 Doom. Whereas someone who's following an already scouted path is doing, like, maybe 2 battles for every 1 Doom, on average, approximately. So that might be one of the other reasons why it could feel like that. Because if you're scouting, you're getting technically a harder variety of options. Since the Doom fights are very, very, very predictable. Oh, why did I take that instead of Skull? Luckily, it's not Skull. Almost made a mistake. Actually, I did make a mistake, but I did not get punished for it at all somehow. Game just gives another skull. You scout with 2 accounts? Oh yeah, that's a little... Oh gosh. That would get really annoying. Though it would save everyone else a lot of gems if nothing else. It is possible to scout with anyone actually scouting though. And what I mean by that is, if everyone bought tier 4, and everyone like one at a time did their scouting, you would still be able to finish out everything. You would just need everyone in the guild to participate. But for the most part, as far as guilds, I feel like 5 or less people per guild tend to scout more often than not. Like, obviously, it could be pretty variable per guild. Like, this week, I think we had, like, one person scout 90%, if not more. But it is possible to split it across every person in your guild. It just realistically, a few people just kind of take the initiative and do it. Generally, guild leaders. Or in case my guild, whoever feels like doing it. I haven't needed to really scout that much in a long while. Like, we do, if we need to, obviously. But by the time we stream at, you know, at 8 p.m. at night, there's normally so much scouted that we don't actually need to scout. And then by the time we stream on Tuesday night, so much is also scouted from then that we don't need to. So simply because we stream so late doing our battles, like, you know, nearly at the end of reset time, we almost never need to scout these days. Just because we're doing it so late in the day. But if we had to, I don't mind doing it the entire time. It's just the way that we play, we have very little need to, personally. Alright, let me go get my trophy number. I guess we'll update this every time for the sake of it. It's one of the benefits of doing these one at a time. If I can figure out where my guild is. Gosh, why am I having so much trouble finding my trophies today? I don't think I've ever had this much trouble finding where my trophy number is. 618. Calculator, go. 618 minus starting number 453 equals 165. Ooh, interesting. We did slightly more battles that time. Though we didn't have a timer issue that time, so that makes sense. Because I fiddled a little bit with the timer that lost a couple battles there. Because we did 4 more battles that time compared to before. So it looks like we're always trying to do at least 80 battles during 15 minutes. So that's actually good to know. With Dust Devil Quick Kill Team, you can easily clear 80 battles. We got 81 and 84. So 100% you can easily clear 80 battles. Guaranteed. At least with Dust Devil Team, obviously it's slower with Rowan and other builds. But even with taking Merchants Angels, if we skipped them, we could almost probably reach 90, to be honest. But I like taking them. Sometimes they have good loot. Especially the Angels, of course. Oh, there's our bonus level. Oh, speaking of levels, there's our first level. I didn't even notice. Wait, when did that happen? But there we go. We got our level. Nice. Well, let's go get more levels. This will be the first stream in a very long time we get more than 1 level. So let's keep going. Okay. 2 down. Many more to go. Oh, yeah, let me go hand out another code. Let me go hand out a basic code. Let me know right now if this is used or not. Because I need to go copy-paste these, and knowing which one the last used one is will let us know. So let me go find the message from... oh, Maximus messages. What did you mention? Why is it scrolled so far up? There we go. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, okay, that's fine. Not sure if he's still here. That's fine. Message him later. I'm not sure if he's here right now hearing me. Let's see. What am I looking for? Where is the thing? Oh, sure. Message so buried already. Like, almost no one messaged me on Discord, yet she's somehow buried under 1,000 messages. Not literally, but you know what I mean. Alright, let me hand out this one. This might be a repeat. I'm gonna keep handing these out until you say it's not a repeat. But let me know. Has this one been claimed yet or not? We're gonna do this one at a time until we get to one that we haven't used, and I need to go copy-paste them into my list. Is that used or not used? Let's play. Used or not used? Is that a good code or a bad code? Let me know. If it says you've already claimed it or out of claims. Because I need to find where the end is and then put them in my list. Because I still have her long Discord message without putting in my list yet. I'll do it right now. Used? Okay, next one. Alright, to the next one. Alright, we got Aussie. Which is kind of funny. Isn't that how you normally abbreviate Australia, as Aussie? Or one way that you can abbreviate it. Let's see. Right, there we go, Aussie. Let's see, is that one used or not used? We'll keep going down the line until we find one. Because once we find one that's not used yet, then the rest of them are also not used. Alright, is that used or not used? Alright, that's good? Okay, let me go get the list now. So all of these downwards are correct. I'm going to grab every code except for the pet code. because I don't want to accidentally hand out the pet code. So I'm going to copy all those in, and then when we need the pet code, I will get the pet code on the day of. But we'll hand out 2 more codes this stream. We'll hand out 1 more normal code and the dog, because I still haven't handed out the dog yet. Oh, there we go. I have now copy-pasted all the old codes. Right, we're good to go. Oh, let me separate these from the other one so I know. These are our dogs. Those are our cats. Those are the pile of billion codes that just have the gem key in it. Hey, they still add up in loot. And I'm not going to paste the Talk Like a Pirate Day pet yet, as I have a feeling I will somehow find a way to accidentally use it. So we're not going to touch that one yet. Okay, I fixed all the things. Let me go back to chat so I can see you guys. And let's go start another Palooza. And yeah, keep it going. Not a Palooza, you know what I mean. Well, they're kind of like a Palooza. They last for 15 minutes. Same difference. Palooza, XP 15 minutes. They're both the same premise. Just one gives way more loot than the other. What's in our mail right now? Oh yeah, the XP boosters. What's in our mail right now? Is that even a question? And there's the code, same as loot as always. 2 treasure maps, 1 gem key, 200 souls, 2,500 gold. Definitely feel free to leave a like on the stream. Helps a lot and is greatly appreciated. Okay, next order of business. Let's do another. We still have an hour and a half of these left, which means we have like 2 hours of these left, which means I'm streaming to midnight tonight. So if any of you have been wanting a midnight stream, we made it. Or probably going to, but at this rate. Pretty close to midnight. Anyways, oh yeah, I forgot to update the number to be 2. I'm gonna do that. That's 2 Paloozas used. I mean, gosh, I keep saying Paloozas. 2 XP boosters used. Alright, let's begin again. Round 3. And start timer. And run it back. Yep, 6 more of these to go. Well, counting this one. Otherwise, 5 more of these to go. We're making pretty good progress on the XP. I personally feel like it's worth it, at least for Guild War weeks. I don't see myself ever stalling these for any other reason other than Guild War, though. It's just too annoying to have to not claim them every day. It's just too much of a nuisance. That we're just going to use them every single day unless we're stalling for Guild War. And it makes sense to stall for Guild War just because of how much extra XP you get. Like, if you stall normally, you're just doing that because you don't have enough time throughout the week, most likely. But stalling for Guild War actually gives you more loot. It's not just purely out of convenience. Like, you actively get more loot from these, saving them for Guild War. If Arena and Nomapaloozas had a baby... Oh no, I wouldn't say these are as useless as Arena runs. Honestly, I would say these are almost better valued than Arena runs. Because these give you permanent stats. It might take forever to get 100 levels to go get your permanent stat. But getting levels does give you permanent stats towards your hero. At least before level 2000. After 2000, yeah, XP is kind of pointless, to be honest. But prior to 2000, I do feel like it's worth it. Oh no, I was going to click on that, but that's not an angel, that's a merchant. Oh, that would have been such a good offer if that was angel. But obviously we're not spending 360 gems for Epic Key, that's so much. We got one for free from an angel early to stream. When will I reach level 2000? At the current rate, by the end of next year. So by 2025, at current rates with all these new features and everything, I think... Oh, nice! Oh, no! I don't know. Just give me that. I'm on a timer. I don't know. Which one do you guys think is better? 2 Anus or an Epic Volkey? I took the Epic Volkey. So 2 Anus does seem pretty enticing. I would have thought about that more, but I don't have time. They're both kind of good. I can't stall too much when we have the XP, though. The Anu is more guarantee loot, but the key has higher potential. Ooh. I just took those maps thinking they were Rits, but they were maps. I'm pretty sure. Hopefully they weren't Rits. I'm pretty sure those were maps. Because Rits are worth it. Maps are definitely not worth it. But they both look so similar. You can tell based on their cost, though. Rits cost a lot more than the map offer. Though even with their cost, they're still one of the best offers in the entire game for Merchant. Actually, not even one of. It's literally the best offer, I would say. I think it's like, what, 10,000 gold for a deed or two? Or whatever it was. Like, I think you get 2 deeds of any color for like 10, 20,000 gold or something. I already forget. Even though I take it like every week. At least once. That's really absurdly good value. Because you get to choose any color, so normally you just put them into purple, of course. This is the most valuable thing to use Rits on, is purple deeds, to make them into deed books. At one point, it was kind of worthwhile to put them into Imperials, but at this point, the ratio of Imperials to deed books is way better just to put all your Rits into purple deeds that eventually become purple deed books, that eventually become level 30 kingdoms. Well, you know, level 20, level 30 star. Key Anu, I see what you did there. I see you're taking over the Leicester role since he's not here right now. I still find it funny because Lester left on the previous stream when he when we got to the point of the joke in the game, because he always makes the whenever we talk about Pokemon, the Hooter joke, because the 2 Hooters and stuff like that. And there was literally 2 Hooters on a roof in that game. The Hoot Pokemon. So, you know, 2 Hooters, 2 other things. You know what Hooters mean. I don't need to explain this to most of you guys. You know what the joke is. I just find it funny that it's in a kid's game. Because they know what they're doing. Like, you don't just put 2 Hooters on a thing. Like, they know what they're doing. They know people who are not kids play their game. Good night, John. Thanks for stopping by. Have a good night. Yeah, it is probably pretty late, especially for Europe times. Thanks to anyone who stopped by. But we're going for another 2 hours. You'll be here till midnight my time, pretty much. Or maybe a little bit beforehand. Honestly, I do want to end before midnight if we can. Well, we'll see where we are by the end of it all. Depends how much time we stall between Paloozas. I mean, I keep going to Paloozas. I mean EXP boost. I don't know, what's a good abbreviation for them? I guess just EXP boost. I keep wanting to call them Palooza because they last 15 minutes long. Obviously the loot for these are way worse, but hey, it's still good. Like, worse does not mean bad. It's hard to compare anything to Palooza just because it's so broken. Like, it's a really unfair comparison to compare anything in this entire game to Palooza. Just because of how broken Palooza is. Like, that scaling just is not balanced. Like, relative to everything else. Like, I mentioned it many times before. The entirety of all the grind you do between Paloozas is worth less than the grind you do during a Palooza weekend. And that's still true even now that they're like 5 weeks apart from each other. Like, that 3-day weekend out of the month is more loot than you're going to get for the rest of the month combined, pretty much. Like, obviously still do dailies and all that, but the overall amount of loot you get during that duration is just so high. It's uncomparable to almost anything else in the game. A nap, not a Palooza. The not a Palooza. I still wish they would have gave it its own tune. Like a new song for the 15-minute XP boost. Because that was one of the things I liked about Palooza. It had the epic music for 15 minutes. And it lets you know when the Palooza is done without needing to go back to the main menu. But we don't have an equivalence for that for XP boost. Also, I really wish there was a way to turn off all these in-between battle thingies. Even if you have to turn all of them off and all of them on, instead of just select ones, because obviously everyone would keep on Angel if they could, and potentially Merchant. But I actually probably would for 2 times the XP turn them off. While we have gotten a lot of loot from them during this, they're cutting heavily into our XP rates. So even with it, we're still getting a consistent 80 plus per thing. Not too bad. Lester is one of a kind. Lester is definitely a character. Alright, can we please stop getting genies? It's like 3 or 4 genies in a row. If we're gonna waste our time, at least waste our time with loot. I still don't understand what they were trying to do with genies or genies or daemons. Like, merchants and angels, honestly, they kind of work out pretty well. The other two, has anyone clicked them in the last month? Like, do they have data on the number of people who intentionally, not accidentally, intentionally grabbed a genie or a daemon buff? Because if they have that as a percent, I'm pretty sure it is a single-digit number. Possibly a decimal. Like, we are talking very small number. Especially if they get rid of all the misclicks of people accidentally claiming it. Yeah, you're still grabbing these. I was referring to Daemon and Genie, though. Yeah, Merchant and Angel are worth it. I meant Daemon and Genie. The ones that do buffs. In theory. Because both of them give downsides, too. So they're not even, like, necessarily purely buffs. You have to spend time to claim them. You're implying they've added something useless to this game? On top of the many other things that are already there. Oh, no problem, Genki. All good. Let's see. What do we need here? Nope. Oh, Dragonite. I'm not sure. Should I be stocking up on Dragonite? Are any of you guys stocking up for Dragonite for the next patch? Because we know the next patch might cost Dragonite, but it hasn't been like 100% confirmed that it will. But the likelihood that it is like so high. I personally haven't been, but have any of you guys been like stacking up like tens of thousands of Dragonite or something? Like buying it every day? My concern with buying it is what if they don't use Dragonite? Like then we have like 10,000 Dragonite to buy like 10 Diamantinas with. But if they do, then we're kind of behind the curve. Like obviously we still have like several thousand, so it's not too big a deal. But you know, we could have like 20,000 and just buy everything instantly. You wish the devs would have a countdown announcer? That sounded like something from Mortal Kombat. A deep voice. 15 minutes. 14 minutes. Actually, that's something I never got around to playing. One of my friends actually gave me one of the more recent Mortal Kombat games. I think actually the most recent one. Mortal Kombat 11, I want to say. And I still have not gotten around to playing it seriously yet. Mostly because the data size for the thing is so big. Because it's on my Nintendo Switch. And you know, the thing doesn't have that much spare data. And gosh, is that game a behemoth of a download. I don't remember how much, but I know it was measured in dozens of gigabytes. It's a really big game for a fighting game. File size-wise. I feel like fighting games I only play as like a social thing for the most part. Like aside from Smash, I don't think I play any other fighting game other than just casually. Whenever I'm like with friends or something. And I don't see friends that often, so I almost never play them. Don't do social interaction that often. Oh no, I'm introverted enough that I really don't need it. I do wish I had more local friends though. Like I know like no one locally. Like every friend I have is like out of state or out of country or some other location. I feel like I can never find anyone locally. I live in a very weird location though. Because a lot of people, they're surrounded by land. So you have people on all sides of you. I'm half surrounded by water. So I already have like half as less options as any other person. Despite the fact that in one direction is water and one direction is land. Whereas most people, well unless you're on an island or something, every direction is land. Which gives you basically double as many options. In theory, anyways. Even more so if you're in a populated city. But Luther is everyone's friend in Gems of War. I actually really like the Gems of War character of Luther. Alright, there we go. I hate what they did with that one dragon guy from Dragon's Claw, though. Like, out of every single epic troop in the game, like how well they're portrayed or how bad they are portrayed, I feel like Luther and Tyree are like some of the highest ones as far as how well they did them. And one of the absolute lowest, like the lowest, is the one from Dragon's Claw. I don't understand why they made that character so bad. Like, just characterization-wise and everything. I personally feel like in every single story that's in, it's just the absolute worst. Whereas the best ones, as far as in the game, are definitely Luther and Tyree. As far as how they're portrayed across all quest lines. And a few others, but I would say those are like the two standout ones. That have the most development, and actually good development of like that one. That I think comes in 2 and 3 and it's just kind of met every time. Anyways, let's go count up our numbers and go from there. You skipped the gym's last 3 days, so you're gonna head out. Have a good time. You're gonna go with all the weirdos that work out this late at night. Yeah, some people are like so serious about how much they work out. Like, I should probably take it more seriously because I'm pretty slack on it. Especially when it comes to upper body strength. I always like working the legs. I hate doing upper body stuff. So I have like no muscle strength whatsoever, but strong legs. Which is really weird to have. I guess it's better than the other way around. Imagine if you had weak legs for like a strong upper body. Wouldn't you just like crush your legs? Like, what would happen? Like, if you never exercise your legs but only your upper body, like that must be so much strain on your legs. So I do it the other way around, where my arms are basically paper, but my legs are really strong. Wait, what was I doing? Oh yeah, we're adding over numbers. Let's see. I keep coming here to find trophies. I have no clue why I keep clicking there. I think it's because I keep going these paloozas, and normally that's where you would check after a palooza. I think that's the whole reason why I keep checking there. I thought that was my trophy for a second. I was like, how on earth did we hit 2,000 trophies? Gosh, it's getting late. I'm out of it. At this point, we pretty much trained for over 12 hours today. Gosh, almost never happens. What am I doing? I'm taking numbers and doing math. 701 minus other number 435. Wait, did I skip one? Wait, why does that number look so off? Oh no, I didn't. Never mind. 266. Wait, we did really good that time. What? How did we do 90 all of a sudden? Or 91 even? How did we do so good all of a sudden? I guess we got less merchants and angels? Or, you know, less of those things? That stalled us? Because we just did an extra 10 that time. We did 91. Whereas the other ones were averaging like mid-80s. Or low 80s. Alright, there we go. All numbers have been updated. Oh, we still got 5 left. Let's go. Another hour and a half or so. Give or take. Alright, this is a halfway point. We'll hand out another code soon then. After this one, I guess we'll hand another code. Have I handed out another small code? I don't remember. We'll hand out another small code and then we'll have the kitty in a little bit. But yeah, this will be our halfway point. After we finish this, we will be halfway done with all of our EXPs. Also, why does it say only have 3 males? Oh, that's a 5. Hello, numbers. I can't read. It's late. We're gonna get loopier and loopier as time goes on, that's for sure. Okay, let me just claim this. Do we need to do anything else? I don't think we do. Click timer, click thing, click thing, click thing, click thing. Nope, wrong kingdom. Click other thing. Alright, we're good to go. 453, not 435. Oh, wait, did I do that wrong? Wait. No, I did the math right. Wait, I'm going crazy. Did I? I think I said the right thing, but typed the wrong thing. I mean, I said the wrong thing, but typed the right thing, I mean. Is the number I have on screen correct? Because that's why I typed in the calculator. Is the 453 trophies I typed on screen the number that we actually had? Because if that's the case, I typed it in correctly. I just didn't say the right thing. But I typed the right thing if 453 is correct. You stayed up till 7 a.m. once. I've stayed up for 2 days straight before. Would not advise it. But it was because I stayed up so late. And then you basically get second winds. And at that point, it's like, oh, I'm just going to stay up. So there have been some times, actually multiple times, where I've stayed up for 2 days before. It's very rare. It hasn't happened in at least a year or two now. But there are some very occasional times where you get that second winds. And by that point, like, there's no point in going back to sleep. You just stay up for 2 days in a row. It's just one very long day. And then you crash, like, later that night. Very hard. I would not advise doing that, though I've definitely done it at least almost a double-digit number of times. But if you're not really doing anything on those days, it doesn't really matter. Like, if you have obligations, it matters. So definitely not do that. But no, if you're just kind of chilling those days, not really doing much, it doesn't matter much. As long as you conserve energy, keep drinking water and eating. Oh, Imperial. That's still worth it, right? 250 for an Imperial? I would say that's still worth it. I feel like at some point that will become not worth it, but in the current state of the game, I would definitely say that's still worth it. Especially if you're later in the game where you're prioritizing deeds, which we definitely are. Oh gosh, I need a burp, I can't burp. Ah, like swallowed it. You're asking what's in the box questions? No. You can ask other questions, though. But not box-related questions. You may not ask any questions about box-shaped objects. Or what might be in those box-shaped objects. I do have to say, I miss 2019. That was honestly my funnest year, probably in my 20s. If I had to point to one year that was like the best year in my 20s, it was 2019. Which, how old would I have been? I'd be 4 lower than now. I would have been like 25. And then pandemic happened. Honestly, just been downhill from there. Yeah, 2019 is the last good year I could remember. As far as like overall year just being amazing. I think it was also the most profit I've ever made from YouTube in a year or two. Because I think that was the year that, oh gosh, what was that game called? Oh gosh, what was that game called? I think it was that year, right? I think that was the year that Age of Calamity came out. And it was actually the most we've ever made on one game we ever covered on this channel. Like, so much so, it's almost more than the entirety I've ever made from Gems of War. It's actually kind of insane how that made. Like, I don't know how everyone who doesn't have hundreds of thousands of views on their videos aren't, like, all millionaires, but how much money we made from that. It was actually kind of insane. Like, I'm not sure what they're doing with their money. because they must be loaded with how much money we made during that short duration. Which, of course, we don't do consistently. It was like a few months where we just made a killer. Because for whatever reason, there was no one covering content. Like, every single Zelda content creator were not covering Age of Calamity. It was so weird. Like, people who cover, like, every Zelda game ever were, like, not even touching Age of Calamity for some reason. Despite there being, like, such a big audience for it. That game still had so many flaws, though. I really hate how the crafting system worked. Because it capped out at a certain point, and it was really annoying getting certain buffs for late game and end game content. It also didn't really have any, like, ultra challenging challenge for, like, super late game. Like, it had some fun things that were pretty repeatable. But nothing that was, like, way up there in difficulty. I feel like Nintendo games suffer from that a lot. Like, most of them, even when they're made by, like, a third-party approved company, they don't do difficulty scaling that well. Like, they have an issue with bullet sponging stuff, which I feel like a lot of games have. Where their definition of difficulty is make things take longer to kill and hit harder. Which is not what difficulty is. This makes things take longer. And slightly more annoying when you get it. I feel like too many games fall into that trap. Like, way too many. Nintendo and otherwise. Just all games in general. Like, no, you know, not all games, but you know. Where they basically just inflate HP values and damage values, and then they call that difficulty. Rather than actually making a more challenging challenge. Xenoblade Chronicles 3 suffered from that quite a bit as well. Like, strategically, every difficulty was the same. Numbers were just bigger. On higher difficulties. Oh, do we have anything for merchant here? No. What is that offer? It's one of the worst ones we've seen tonight. So I need to drink more of that caffeine after this 15-minute. It's weird because I feel like on an average day I actually stay up till past midnight. But simply from staring at screens so much today. Definitely has its fatigue. By the end of it all, 15 hours. I'm not sure. I still don't understand how people go like 24 hours or something. My eyes would like melt at that point. I think the longest we ever streamed in a day was like 16 hours. Like 16 to 20. This will be a 15-hour day. It's obviously very rare that we ever do even remotely close to that number. Ooh, anything good on the merchant? No. Yeah, I'll buy Andrews, I guess. Oh yeah, that one birthday stream we did do 22 hours in 2 parts. So yeah, that would have been the longest we ever streamed in one day. I don't feel like I could really do those these days though. Like, I'm not sure how to even fill that much time with things that people would actually want to watch. Without it just devolving into just being whatever we just feel like doing. Which I guess is technically how some people stream. They literally just do whatever they feel like doing. Because I feel like most things I do game-wise isn't as interesting to watch. Like the things that we don't stream on the channel. But, you know, we could just be streaming it, but I feel like most people wouldn't want to see what it would be. Because a lot of it's just really grindy stuff. Like what I'm doing in Old School RuneScape this entire time while playing this game. Like, I don't think anyone would want to watch that. People who play that game wouldn't necessarily would want to watch that. At least what we're doing right now. It's currently mining. With the most AFK mining activity in the game. And they actually nerfed the other AFK mining activity in the game. Basically, well, Old School RuneScape and just RuneScape in general, but particularly Old School RuneScape is pretty known for having like super AFK methods for stuff because the XP rates are like so bad in that game and it takes like 1 billion years to max. And by 1 billion years, I mean we should be able to get it done in 1 year, but it takes a lot of hours of AFK time. But as such as right now. But I'm trying to get to a point somewhere in this. But yeah, they added some kind of method on accident that became the most meta mining method in the entire game that was giving like 60k XP per night because you get a 6-hour log it, which is something that's normally not possible. Normally it logs you out after 25 minutes. But there was a weird method that let you go for 6 hours. And every method like that has ever existed, they nerfed. And it lasted for almost a month. It happened when they added the big update this summer, when they added like some new quests and mastery level quests. There's Treasure 2. And in doing so, they accidentally added the most meta mining method that has ever existed. Where if you wanted to, with 4 clicks per day, you could basically get the mining XP of someone clicking like 1,000 times every few minutes. Like there's a method in that game where you click like 4 times every minute. Which would be, how many clicks is that per hour? 4 per minute. That is like, or sorry, 4 per second. Why am I saying minute? So whatever 4 times how many seconds there are per hour, whatever that number is, I can't do the math right now. And basically, you could click 4 times during a day, like a 24-hour period. So you could sleep, then go to work, then do something else, then something else. And you would have gotten 240,000 experience, compared to that other method that you would have to do for 2.5 hours, clicking 4 times per second. So it was kind of broken. But they ended up finally nerfing it. To put it into perspective, it's basically the equivalence if you could click the auto battle in Gems of War, and it played for itself an entire hour going through Explore 12 over and over again. It was basically that broken. It's about that strong. If auto played, literally just kept playing auto Explore 12 for 12 hours straight. I mean, for 1 hour straight, I mean. It's basically that level of broken. Hello, Disturbed. Welcome. Hello, Jamie. If I didn't already say hi, welcome, welcome. Sleep streams seem to be popular now. Isn't that against Twitch terms of service, though? I'm not sure if it's against YouTube terms of service. I feel like it would be. I almost guarantee it's against Twitch, though. Unless they've just allowed it because it got so popular or something. Honestly, I feel like almost anything is allowed on Twitch as long as Twitch makes money. Like, as long as you could, like, justify in a way that they make money, I think you can get away with almost anything. Even though they're selectively pretty harsh with how they cover the rules. Kick is still mostly the Wild West. I have heard of that. I don't feel like it's worth it, though. Every other streaming alternative seems to die. There's basically YouTube, Twitch, or nothing. That's your options. Like, there are other options, but they just all die within a couple years. There's been almost no exceptions. YouTube and Twitch are just too big. Also, we haven't gotten a single verse gnome. Oh, wait, my timer's up. No, we did a couple extra. That's not too big a deal, though. As long as we're not getting, like, a dozen extra or something. A few extra paddles, not that big a deal. I keep going here to find my trophies. I am so used to that from from Paloozas. I will never get over that. I keep going to that menu every time, thinking that I can claim the thing. Also, hey, we hit the halfway point! Woo! Sound the alarms! I make a lot of noise, but it's almost midnight. But yeah, we hit the halfway mark. Let's see, 786. What am I doing? Math, numbers, thinking. How does it work? Oh, I have numbered into numbers. Hey, we're exactly 333. What a number. 333. And as now the fourth Palooza. Halfway there. Alright, let's keep going. We got at least an hour left. And with all the inputs in between, probably an hour, 15 minutes. Which is almost midnight. Let me take a sip of water. I mean, by water, I mean caffeine. And by caffeine, I mean pure sugar with, like, caffeine in it. What about OnlyFans? Alright, there we go. Boy, what are we doing? Okay, we're good to go there. We're good to go there. Also, my nose is itchy for some reason. Stop itching. It's just so itchy all of a sudden. It feels like I've been needing to, like, cough. No, not sneeze. Like, I'm not sure, but something. My nose wants to do something, but it doesn't know what. Before it felt like sneeze, then it felt like, I don't know, burp from the thing. I have no clue. Wants to do something, but is incapable of doing so. Anyways, what am I doing? We're doing that, do that. Okay, let's go run another Palooza. We're up to the 3 days ago mark. But yeah, the final 4. Start chipping in. We're almost there. Also, has the number timer been overriding the number? I think it has been. I have no clue. I haven't been looking in that direction. Hopefully it's not too much if it is. Is tribute ready? Well, I just feel like we haven't taken tribute in like an hour. Where's my tribute? Tribute! Where are you? Okay, we took that. We took that. Alright, let's just do the thing again. Still got 4 more. Oh yeah, I was gonna hand out a code, wasn't I? Was I? Oh, here, I have a code anyways. I don't know, was I? Here's a normal code. I still need to hand out the doggy in a little while. We'll hand it out as the next code, probably in like 2 Paloozas, maybe? I'll see. I mean, I keep saying Palooza, you know what I mean. The thing that does thing. The EXP one. There you guys go. Enjoy. Alright, let's go do another one. Alright, onwards! Alright, there we go. Continue. Oh, don't actually click claim all. Could you imagine if we click claim all at this point? That wouldn't really matter when we have 3 left. That's technically 4. You stopped drinking soda and started drinking Keros. Oh my gosh. I haven't had soda all year. Other than like the one exception I made when I was on vacation. And it's staying pretty clean. But overall, I'm not sure. I feel like, unlike fast food, where I cut down a lot, I feel like after I, you know, go from stop drinking soda to go back, like, I don't feel like my consumption rate's gonna go down that much. It's a very addictive substance, sugar. Bubbly sugar. But we've been doing pretty good. I so far only made like 3 exceptions out of an entire year. Otherwise, no soda the whole year. I don't problem for the code. Enjoy, everyone. And we'll have the doggy next, and we'll see if we hand another one out after that, but I think the dog one might be the last one. We'll see. Maybe we'll give one celebratory, one out all the way at the end, I guess. Played a new Pokemon Sleep game? What even was that? I saw them do an ad thingy for it, but I never really understood what it was. You get to watch a Pokemon sleep. It does look cute. But I can't see myself ever using it at this age. Though I did go out of my way to catch one of my favorite Gen 1 Pokemon during the other stream. And then I walked around in a circle for like 10 minutes, watching it chase me as a red spike ball because it's red shiny. And it was the most adorable thing I ever did, or ever seen. Not ever did. It was the most adorable thing I've ever seen. And we just did it for like 5-10 minutes straight, just walking in a circle, or I should say running in a circle, watching the ball chase us. It actually reminded me of like Shadow the Hedgehog kind of thing with how it is, because, you know, it kind of like spins how like Sonic and Shadow do in all of them. But yeah, the red and black spike ball was just chasing us for like 10 minutes straight. It was fun. We also took like half an hour to get the shiny. Though we did get 2 in our time, so it was kind of worth it. The one we found was actually marked as well, so it was a little rare. It was adorable. He's one of my favorite shiny, or not my favorite shiny. Actually, I didn't even know what his shiny looked like when we were catching him. I knew what his pre-evolution was, but not his evolved form. But we were just catching him because he's one of my favorite Pokemon from Gen 1. And then we got him. And it was the first time we ever got him shiny, and then he chases a giant spike ball. And that was fun. I wasted so much time during that stream. It was fun, though. Like, we literally took, like, the casual experience to heart. I'm pretty sure that DLC realistically takes 2 to 3 hours. We took 10 hours. like, we took our sweet time with it. And it was fun. We definitely got our money's worth, that's for sure. Yeah, Glory Gnome. I'm still surprised. We have not seen a single Verse Gnome all stream. You know how unlikely that is? We've been going for like 2 hours of just grinding like this almost. Well, not exactly like this, but you know what I mean. Technically, we've only been grinding like this for like an hour to 15 minutes, but still. Like, you know, other things I still could have given it. Not a single one. Like, not even one that we don't need, just not a single one, just in general. Which is weird, because we got the Dragonite Gnome, we got the Cursed Gnome, like, things that are, like, just as rare as them we've seen, but not the one we actually want to see. Which is Verse 3. Though even any of them we haven't seen. But I do feel like around this time, my coherency goes down by a lot. Normally because I never normally talk this late at night. Oh, in all fairness, I don't talk ever. Like, legitimately, this channel is 99% of the words I've ever said. 99%. Like, that's not even a joke. If you take every word that has been said on this channel, it is 99% of the words I've ever said them in my entire life. Like, I was, like, almost mute before this channel. Not literally. But gosh, the number of words we have said in that time. Like, we've probably said more time, or we've said more words on this channel than we have, like, the 21 years before I started this YouTube. So in, like, the 8 years we've been doing YouTube, I have said more words than the 21 years prior that I existed. Somewhere's around there. Also, my hand is literally just automatically playing the game. We could be blindfolded right now, and I'm pretty sure the hand would still keep doing the same motions. It just knows what to do. Well, I would sure hope so after like 15,000 hours of playing this game. There's only 3 games we have this much time in. Warcraft 3. Obviously Gems of War. And the entirety of every version of RuneScape that ever existed. The only other game that might be close, though I'm not sure if it has actually hit 10,000 hours yet or not, it might be pretty close though, is if you count the entirety of Pokemon as one singular game. That might be close to 10,000 or so, I would say. So maybe 4 games if you count all of that as one game. So like 4 games we have 10,000 hours in at some point. It's a lot of hours of gaming. And that's still with doing other stuff too. Like both games and, you know, other hobbies. Well, obviously gaming has always been like a bigger hobby. Well, obviously with that many hours. I don't know, out of any hobbies that you can have, I guess like a kind of mid-range one. I guess not that much self-harm compared to some hobbies out there, like drugs. I guess I've been pretty good. I have never gotten into drugs. I'm happy about that. I don't drink. I don't do drugs. Nothing like that. Instead, we just drown ourselves in gaming. That's kind of a drug. It's mental stimulation. Well, a lot of things are mental stimulation. It's like one of those dopamine buttons that you just keep pressing. They're still moving Pokemon? Oh gosh, you're gonna be there for a while. Honestly, I'm scared to ever reorganize mine. It's like my Animal Crossing Island. It's something that is never gonna get done. Like, the daunting task that it is so absurd that I will probably never do it. So I'm never going to organize Pokemon Home. Like, I really need to before they release Gen 10 or whatever they're about to do in a year or two when next Nintendo console comes out. But they really need to increase storage. I'm just hoping they increase storage before the need of me needing to go through that. Because, gosh, that will be like a 30-hour project. Not even kidding. Not the Animal Crossing. That would be even longer. But I mean, organizing Pokemon Home would legitimately take me over 30 hours. Like, it'd be easier just to find the most valuable 10% and just click delete on everything else. For my sanity. For how long it would take to organize that properly. But yeah, for how much they charge for Home, they really should. It's like, what, $20 a year? Which doesn't sound like much. It's like, what, a little over $1 a month? But you're literally spending $1 a month for a feature that should just exist in the games. Like, you're literally just paying for something that they refuse to just give you by default. Wait, is it actually $30? Oh gosh, it's over $2 a month. Like, that doesn't sound like a lot when you say $2 a month. But it's basically $2 a month to do nothing. I could just wonder if it's $20 a month, not 30. Is it actually 30? I mean, per year, I mean. Oh, you were joking? Okay, it is like 20-ish a year then. It's still so much, though. If you really break it down for what it's really giving you. They're just selling back what they should have just already be doing for you by default. Though in all fairness, isn't that so many games? Specifically don't have features, so they could sell it for you as a subscription or microtransaction or any other thing. Because, of course, one thing that is pretty nice about the mainline Pokemon games, they still haven't done microtransactions. Like, obviously all their mobile games, yes. But the actual mainline ones, unless you count the DLC, which are a little pricey, but as far as, like, actual microtransaction, like, hey, you do this, you get, like, Insta-Shiny or something. Yes, you can do that in Pokemon Go, pretty much. But in the mainline games, you cannot do that. Like, everything you just have to do yourself. And that's kind of nice, but in doing so, they find ways to microtransaction other things, like storing them all on, you know, the mobile games. So even though their main series has pretty good integrity in that regard, everything else they do does not. It's still insane how much the Pokemon Company makes. Like, Pikachu is basically the new Mickey Mouse of this generation. Like, what does Mickey Mouse do these days? Disney's been going down. They've been having to do, like, real-life remake things that haven't been doing that well. Disney World's at, like, record lows. They had to shut down that Star Wars thing they made that was just basically a red hole in their pockets. Like, they've been down a lot. Whereas, you know, Pokemon is just doing better than ever. They can release 10 horrible games and make record profits. Case in point, everything they've been doing the last 5 years. Not all of it's been horrible, though. They sometimes do something correctly, like Legends Arceus. They occasionally do something right. Oh wait, it actually is $30 for home? Wait, do I have a subscription locked in at a lower price? Because I almost guarantee mine was 20 or something. I almost want to go check, but I can't stop doing this, and my Switch is too far away for me to check, so I can't get up. It's like a mile away. And by a mile away, I mean 5 steps. It's about a mile away when you're sitting down. You ever, like, try reaching for something and then your back, like, cracks because it's too far away? Because you're just kind of, like, just comfy, and it's like, just too far of a stretch. Can't be bothered to stand. It happens. Oh, there's 3 tier prices? Wait, is there really? Since when was there tier prices? Is that, like, some kind of new feature they added recently? What, do you get, like, more storage for a higher tier or something? There's no way I'm going to start spending like 10 more a year for more storage, though. I will spend the 30 hours to go organize it rather than spend more. The Lego Star Wars games are probably keeping Disney afloat. Really? Are they that popular? I've seen them before and played them before, like some of the older ones. Honestly, they weren't bad. I couldn't imagine that being that much profit for them, though. But I do have to say, the few Lego Star Wars games I played way back when, like when the series first started, they actually were pretty good games. Like, they honestly were not that bad at all. I've never played one in like the last 20 years or 15 years or whatever it's been. But the original few that they made were actually pretty solid. Not sure how they hold up these days. Like any of the newer ones they've been doing. But they honestly have not been that bad, at least initially when they started. I'm not even sure, what does Disney make the most money from these days? Because one thing that Pokemon always had is they always had good merchandising. Which actually makes a surprising amount of their profit. Like, yes, they have the games, yes, they have the cards, and stuff like that. But the amount of money they make from merchandise is kind of, like, silly high. Like, it's like Hello Kitty, in a sense. Like, you know how much money Hello Kitty makes from merchandise? That's like the entire brand of Hello Kitty. It's just the entirety of merchandise. Like, I don't think Pokemon gets exactly that high, or what the numbers even are these days. But it is, like, surprisingly high how much Pokemon makes from merchandising. Like, you know, toys, stuff, figures, other various objects that are simply objects. What am I doing? Another Palooza, but I mean, I keep saying Palooza. You know what they are. If I ever say Palooza while doing this, you know exactly what we're referring to. Also, I came here again to find my trophy number. Honestly, this is going to be reoccurring forever. That's never going to not happen. What's my trophy number? Tech number, subtract other number. Oh no, what are numbers? What is the concept of numbers? Let's see, 453, 416. Wait, did I skip one? Or did we just do that good on this one? I have no clue. No, I think we just did better on this one. I'm losing all concept of numberage. I think the most mind-numbing thing to think of as far as philosophical things is the concept of time. Because that one gets really, really complicated very quickly. Because our construct of time is very weird. Because we basically structure it around an entire system that's based on the rotational system of us around the sun. And it means almost nothing. And we can't actually, like, move through time in the sense of, like, moving forward or backwards. And if you put into concept, like, how much time is, like, an entirety as far as, like, how quick it could move, Like if you were to like, you know, move forward. Like let's assume, for example, that we are currently moving forward through time at whatever measurement, like whatever now is forward in time right now. If you want to measure in seconds, minutes, whatever, whatever arbitrary measurement. Like let's just say, assumably, we're going forward in time. Like, you know how slow of a rate we theoretically could be going right now compared to what is theoretically potentially possible? Like, it is so glacially slow. Just a weird concept to think of. Because we have such an arbitrary system, because it's just based on the rotation around the sun, separated based on how long it takes to go around the year, and then everything's just based on, you know, smaller measurements from that, months, days, weeks, well, you know, weeks are smaller than days, you know what I mean? But it just keeps going down to seconds. But it's all just based on the rotation around the sun. Like, it's no actual real concept of time. It's just our current measurement of such. And a lot of mathematical concepts are very similar to that if you start to break it down very far. It just gets really annoying to think about. Anyways, I should stop thinking. What are we doing? We're doing numbers. Let's not do numbers. Let's do, let's click things. Where is my Palooza? No, that's not where it is. It's not a Palooza, it's a verse. Oh, I have a thing. Redeem code. Oh, yeah, we handed out a thing earlier. Thank you, whoever redeemed that for us. Anyways, let's go do another thing. We still have another 15 minutes to go. Actually, we still have 45 minutes of this. We're going to be so loopy by the end of this. What we're doing, let's click this. Click buttons. Go. Time doesn't exist. We made it. Yeah, it's just a made-up concept. Same as the entirety of math. Like, there are some things that, like, are... like, you can derive information from based on what our senses and the things around us. But the concept of numbers, and particularly time, is just such an arbitrary thing when you start to break it down to the fundamentals of what it actually is. But math is still my favorite subject. It doesn't change that. I still like the concept of math. It's just a really coherent way for understanding things around us. But not necessarily an accurate one. Just a good one. It's interesting, too, to think about, like, how dumb we are as a species. What was that one guy's quote? Because it's always a funny one, but even beyond that point, it's even funnier. Like, think about how dumb the average person is, and then half people are dumber than that. But if you really think about it, the entire human species, compared to what the potential of intelligence is so low. Like, think about how intelligent AI will be in 100 years. Then compare how we are now, and we'll in 100 years, even us, in, let's say like 500 years. Like, we are nowhere near that level. And that's not even like true intelligence. Like, things can get higher than that. It's basically like when you try, like, you know, just like any higher philosophical concept. You try thinking of it and you compare it to like a certain species' intelligence. Like, you could never explain most of our concepts that we understand as humans to a lesser intelligence creature in any way that would be even remotely coherent. And then you think of that on, like, if something's even just like marginally more than us, like, you know, that would happen again, and then, you know, another layer beyond that. It just keeps going. It can go on, honestly, like almost indefinitely. And even if we do get like something like AI to become like artificially smart in some way, like, even that's still going to be dumb. It's going to be flawed based on all human information. Like, even that, even though it'll eventually be smarter than every human in existence ever to exist, it's still going to be very flawed based on human knowledge. Oh no. What am I even talking about these days? There's a lot of weird things I think about. I normally don't talk about them because I'm not sure how. My brain goes everywhere every time. Like, it might seem like I'm just like mindlessly not doing anything at sometimes, but I'm always just thinking of like the weirdest things ever. I just never mention them because this channel would be completely coherent if I ever say everything I'm ever thinking. Though I'm pretty sure almost everyone's thoughts would be. Though mine just go a mile a minute when I'm not thinking about anything. Especially at night like this. Like, there's a certain point at night where my brain just like loves to function. And it's honestly about 2 hours from now. Like, right at that, like, that 1, 2, 3 a.m. time. Though the problem is I'm so tired, but it loves to think at that time. I'm not sure why. How much XP do you gain per battle? 284, 6, something? I'm gonna check. It's some number. Hi, Ritz. Hey, how is that our first Ritz we've gotten all night? That doesn't make any sense. Also, we still have not found a single verse this entire night. I have no clue how. Anyways, well, how much am I getting? Oh, no, sure. Let me check the number. I think it's like 284, I want to say. 284. Yeah, there it is. 284. Which means we're normally getting 142. Yeah, 142. Those are numbers. Yeah, that number. The true definition of intelligence is realizing you know nothing at all. Well, it's not even necessarily that you know nothing at all, but understanding that your perception of what you know is not necessarily true. Like, honestly, all human perception could literally just be a lie. Like, imagine, like, way back when, like, people thought the Earth was, like, the center of the universe, and, you know, like, the sun revolved around us, like, the other way around. Like, there could easily be so many concepts based on what visually looks like, or, you know, based on everything we know, mathematically, scientifically, and based on every sense we have, that it seems like one way, but it could honestly just be completely different. Like, everything we know could be a lie. In every way, shape, or form. Why on earth are you showing me two treasures? That is not what we want to see. But of course, we have to keep some things as standards, otherwise, you know, society would break apart at the seams. Like, there are certain standards we have to keep that just for every single person's sanity on Earth to maintain social interaction and not just completely dissolve into nothing. It's also interesting how much existence is just wasted. Like, what are we doing right now? We're just clicking thingies. It's fun, but we're just clicking thingies into other thingies. And then it comes down to, like, what would be meaningful, like, work? Like, yes, saving lives or potentially something like that. But then you start, like, breaking it down. It's like, what are the people's lives that you're saving doing? And you just, like, keep breaking it down from that. It's like, what kind of things could you actually do to further society? And is furthering society good? Like, for example, you know, AI is a thing that's starting to become more and more of a thing. Is that a good thing? Like, as far as morally, what it will ultimately end up doing? Because yes, that's technically advancing society by a lot, like absurdly high amounts. But is it morally a good thing? Is it, like, overall, do we know, like, have we, like, case studied what's going to happen in 100 years when this thing is literally just functioning on its own? Doing whatever, almost as its own entity? And other similar things like that. Like, even if you're doing something good, it can honestly be the worst thing ever. Like, how many inventions over the years have been used for, like, so much evil? Like, the person who made dynamite or something like that. Because I'm pretty sure, I don't know, there's some kind of story about that. Like, what his invention was initially made for, or, like, ultimately what it was used for, was, like, nowhere near what he was initially anticipated. Because you never know what you're going to do when you end up doing something like that. Like, you could be doing it for the betterment of everyone and ultimately just made us go back, like, 1 billion years. And I might be, like, joking with 1 billion years, but honestly, as far as how time is concerned, it could be that long. How much each... Oh, I already answered that question. Anyways, what am I talking about? Things, other things. Anyways, anyone have anything to talk about? For a tangent 1,000 more times. Oh no, I like talking like this. There's a lot of things to talk about in that regard. It just hurts brains sometimes. We need more caffeine? No, we don't need more caffeine. The caffeine's definitely not the thing doing that. That is definitely not the caffeine. It's just the natural high from later at night. This is why we normally don't stream at night. It's very dangerous. I'm a very chaotic person to be around at like 11 a.m. to like 2 p.m. Luckily, no one's ever around, so it doesn't matter. What do I want for Christmas? Oh no. Cookie Monster pajamas. I wonder if anyone's ever done that. Like any kind of kid. Like, could you imagine that? Some kind of kid dressing up as the Cookie Monster, setting out cookies for Santa. Now that's a funny sight to behold. I'm pretty sure someone had to have, in existence, at some point done that. A kid dressing up as the Cookie Monster to give cookies to Santa. Or, you know, to set it out for the night. That'd be very adorable. There has to be a clip of that somewhere in existence. It sounds like a thing that would have happened at some point. You save someone's life and they become the most bloodthirsty dictator. Well, not even to that degree, but just like the overall like concept of what even progresses society forward. Because obviously you need things for entertainment so everyone stays alive and is just like, you know, end themselves out of uselessness. You need things to actually keep people alive, you know, medicine, doctors, stuff like that. You need to some degree, increase in intelligence over time. There's an argument to be made how far is too far, or how far is not enough. Like, are we not progressed enough intellectually right now, or how are we going to go too far and destroy everything within like a decade, or 100 years or some X amount of time? You never really know. Because gosh, is technology advancing quick these days? Like, imagine what's happened in the last 20 years. You know what's going to happen in like the next 200? Especially if it gets to like quantum computing and everything, and get past like zeros and ones. Like, the potential's become so much, like, beyond any comprehension we could even have of technology now. And then that technology will understand the technology even more than what we understand the technology, and this is going to be a whole loophole, or a whole cycle. Because there are plenty of concepts we could never really fully comprehend. And a lot of technology, even just basic technology right now, is almost getting to that point if you consider on a basic level. But if you consider on a higher level too of what eventually technology will get to, like, consider even just technology now at like the most basic level. Do any of you know how anything in your phone or computer work? Like, to a degree where, you know, you could like put one together or something. Like, I'm pretty sure no one really does. Or not no one, obviously, but you know what I mean. Like, the general population. Like, it's always a thing, like, what if half the population of Earth just, like, disappeared? Like, would we know how to run everything that currently runs? As far as every system that's currently in place. Like, government, sewer system, everything from government, sewer systems, health, advancing of technology, just everything. Like, most people will not know how to do it. And if enough population just goes out at once, like, we just get set back, like, thousands of years. Assuming we even survive it. Like, we'd lose so many fundamentals because eventually technology far passes what we can comprehend of the technology. And we are increasingly getting to that point where the average person has no clue how, like, almost anything works. And then we will increasingly get to that point, and eventually we'll have some, like, complete wipe as far as population or some other thing that will just make most of what we have, like, unusable. Because it would advance so much that we can't comprehend how to use it anymore. And then we'll just get set back by a lot. I know, a lot of weird things like that. Hello, Angel. Anything good? No. I'll take it. Give me yellow pet food. Do I even need yellow pet food? Don't we have like one pet food that's like a billion? I have no clue what color it is right now. Let's see. Best technology is to test is loopy activate. Oh no, I love talking randomly like this. There's a lot of things I would love to talk about. I almost became a philosophy major. Not sure if I would have been good. The problem is there's no way to really make money these days from philosophy. There's just too much of a population. I feel like that's a thing that's kind of died out based on population numbers. Like, you have to be the luckiest of people to, under some kind of degree like that, actually make money. It's like something like getting a gender study degree. Like, do you really think you're going to make money from that? Like, yeah, it could be a fun thing to study. It's a fun thing to think about. But, like, what practical uses does it have for making money? Which is always another thing, too. Just the whole concept of money is a very bad motivator for what is actually good for society. Like, look at what capitalism has done. Not to say that capitalism is the worst system out there. Obviously, it's not. But it is by far not the best. Like, if we were to completely restructure society, it would not be anywhere near what it is now. Because the concept of money is just a really weird motivator to all actions that causes so many corrupt things to occur. It's a really bad way to divvy out resources overall. It's not the worst way to do it, obviously. Like, it's not a horrible system, but it's a really dated system. And it's hard to, like, change the powers that be to, like, change it to something not as dated. But, you know, it still kind of works for modern life, but, you know, as time goes on, it keeps getting more and more outdated. As does every system that, like, never gets updated. Like in Gems of War, how we have, like, 1 billion pieces of dead content. Like, that's just society. Like, we keep getting more and more dead content in society. And nothing normally happens about it. It just keeps getting, like, pushed down for, you know, later time. And then someone else has to deal with it, and then it just never gets dealt with, and then it becomes more of an issue, and then it becomes a thing that just, you know, keeps enveloping into more and more, and, you know, it becomes more of an issue. You're setting what does MDTI stand for? I don't know the abbreviation. Personalities and anagrams, aka human behavior. Oh, I actually have been interested in studying human behavior as well. I did take some psychology classes during college. Definitely more than I took philosophy classes, that's for sure. I think I took like 1 philosophy, but multiple psychology. Because it's a field I find pretty interesting. I feel like some people don't find it to be that practical, but honestly, overall, I think it's pretty practical. Because there's a lot of mental illness out there these days. As far as things that could be kind of considered. Though it really comes down to what you kind of consider as mental abnormality. But, you know, there's definitely a lot of issues with it and a lot of issues with access to it as well. As well as what is actually, like, good ways to practice it as well. Both from a study perspective as well as from, like, a treatment perspective. Because, of course, there's, like, 2 main branches. Well, actually, I guess you can branch psychology in a lot of ways. But I would say there are, like, 2 main ways of psychology, even though you could break it down way further than that. You know, there's, like, the active research ways. And then there's, like, the, you know, trying to stabilize society mentally ways. And they're generally 2 different things. Even though they both kind of play a role together. Well, so what was I doing? I need to go count the numbers of thingies going up. Where's number go up location? I keep clicking on the wrong location. I've done that every single time. It's just such a habit to do it after every Palooza. I know these aren't Paloozas. But, you know, just naturally after every 15 minutes to go there. And now that's not correct because we've never used these EXP boosters. So I'm so used to the previous pattern. So I keep doing the previous pattern every single time rather than doing the new pattern we need. Anyways, what are numbers? Where's my number? 948. What's that minus the other thing? Correct, 948. Take out the number. Where's my other number? 453. We now have 495. Okay, we did okay that time. Honestly, we're pretty much averaging like 80 each time, give or take a little, depending on how much we slow down. It's obviously not bad. Make a pretty solid 80 per time. That's not a number. I need 95 there. 95. That's not a 5. I will eventually type correctly. Okay, there we go. We have numbered the numbers. Oh yeah, we're at 6 now. Let me go do that. Oh yeah, didn't I say I would hand out the kitty? Let's go hand out the kitty. We got a kitty. Okay, here you guys go. Enjoy this. Go for this. Where is it? Just put that right over there. Put that number right in there. Put that over there. Right there. There you go. And here you go. That should be kitty, or whatever the opposite of whatever he handed out earlier is. So maybe doggy. I have no clue. Whatever one that one is which one that is. What is? Oh no, it's something. There you guys go. Enjoy. Okay, we still got 2 more left. Hey, we gained a level. Hey, we gained 2 levels. Look at that. All right, what are we doing? Gaining more level. Okay, let's go use another Palooza. We got 2 left. So we're going to midnight pretty much. I'll make it a little bit before midnight. We'll make it a little bit beforehand. Let's see. Yeah, we got dog code. Rough. Okay, we click that. Okay, back to battle. Anyways, what were we talking about? What about a con man taking him up? Oh no, I used to be in sales. Sales is kind of a con man. Oh no, I hated sales because I found it morally repulsive. But it made money, so it was fun. Oh no, sales is a weird concept. Because if you think of most transactions of money, not all of them, but one of the issues with capitalism is, you know, your main goal is just to make money, in a sense. Like, there isn't much morality behind it. Like, yes, there can be. But it comes down to what becomes morality. Like, personally, I don't feel like I would ever take a sponsor on this channel. Because most of them have been, like, so scummy and literally scams. So, you know, I wouldn't do that. But, you know, in sales, you're kind of deliberately, like, deceiving people to get their money. Like, you're not, like, fully deceiving them. But, you know, you're always, like, slightly deceiving them to some degree. And, you know, it goes both ways. People have stolen from us before, too, when I used to run, like, flea markets and everything. I used to run it with my dad. Sometimes I go myself, but, you know, normally it's a joint venture. Because, you know, people could kind of scam you out of things by using various tricks. And, you know, you also kind of, in a sense, do it to other people, too. In the sense that, you know, the stuff you're selling is, like, way less value than what you're actually selling it for. But you need to make a profit. So it's, like, this whole thing where you need to lowball everything and then, you know, sell higher. So it just becomes this perpetual cycle of middlemen where you're just, selling low or buying low, selling high. And it becomes this perpetual cycle, which just makes everything cost more, even though it's not actually providing any higher value. And you just have this whole society where you just keep increasing the price of everything over and over again because of inflation and just needing to make more profit because of all the middlemen, and they just keep going up in price and everything, and then, everything is way higher than the actual value that you're getting from the surface. And just like a self-perpetuating cycle that keeps going higher. It's one of the reasons inflation happens, though there are a lot of other reasons inflation happens. There are a lot of studies that could go very in-depth, many of which I have no clue how to go, but there's definitely people way smarter than I will ever comprehend that know things about it. But it's always going to be a thing that keeps happening. Like, it's a really hard thing to fight inflation in any kind of economy. And it's one of the interesting things when it comes to, like, human society, if we ever restructure in any way, shape, or form, is, like, how do you cut down on inflation? Like, it's a thing, especially under capitalism, but honestly under any system that has, like, a currency to hold down everything. Because more of it will always come into play. Like, you never really have an economy where less of a thing comes into play. And if there is, there's just more people fighting for that thing, which can cause a bit of an inverse issue, where, the thing keeps going up in value in a different way, where your currency is more like the value prospect rather than the things that you're getting from the currency, which is a really weird situation if that ever becomes a thing. And there are ways where it has become a thing, because it just, supply and demand and everything. If a currency becomes lower, because there's less of it, you can have almost inverse inflation, whatever that's called. There's a term for it. You normally don't hear it that often because almost always it's inflation. But there is something for a term that's like inverse inflation, and it is just as bad as inflation, if not worse. Because you have a fight in the inverse direction where, the currency is the thing you're fighting over rather than the resource. Whereas normally it's the other way around, where it's the resource you're fighting for rather than the currency. Is normally how things go under inflation, whereas deflation. Why did I not remember that word? But under deflation, it's the other way around, where you're fighting for the currency rather than the resources of the currency, or used for. Catch you later, Cookie. Thanks for stopping by. Have a good night. He's drunk. I'm not drunk. No, this is how I am this late at night. Although I am curious how I would be if I'm drunk. I have never been drunk my entire life. I have no clue what I would say if I was ever drunk. That is for sure. I assume it honestly wouldn't be much different than right now, to be all honest. I don't know. I've been around drunk friends before, and I don't know. They're definitely a lot more they're a lot easier to manipulate when they're like that, obviously. But I don't know. It's a weird state to be in. I've never been drunk before though. I don't even drink. Like sipped a few things just out of just like over the years, just trying it for various things. But I don't know. I've never liked alcohol. It's literally just poison. Like alcohol is literally just poison for the body. It's just legal poison. Just in a liquid form that's for whatever reason legal. Well, we saw what happened with Prohibition and everything, so, you can't really make it illegal, but, you still kind of could. I don't know. It really comes down to what drugs should and shouldn't be legal, and, what substances. To a degree, there's an argument to be made that absolutely everything should be legal, but then also the exact inverse argument that everything should be illegal. The benefit of everything being legal is that there's no, stigma around it in a sense. Where, if someone needs help with rehab or something similar because they get addicted, they can come out and be like, hey, I'm addicted, I need help. And, it'd be easier to do so. There's not, a stigma, hey, I'm, addicted to crack for 3 years. Obviously, that's hard to come out of. But, if it's more acceptable to, come out and, they can get help and everything else. But then there's also, the inverse of, if none of it's illegal, or, if all of it's illegal. Yes, I feel like overall that'd be a net benefit. But there are so many people that will cheat the system. There's a lot of people who like to cheat everything. And there'll always be people who want to cheat, well, anything. And, if you make every single drug and alcohol illegal, that's not going to work. It's just going to lead to a gigantic black market and everything else with it. And, it doesn't work. You can't make things like that illegal. So the argument would be made, just make everything illegal then. But, then you have the issue of, people killing themselves off of overdosing and, other issues with that. Not regulating themselves, getting addicted, overly addicted, other things. But I don't know, it really comes down to which way would be safer. Because right now, obviously, society is a mix of both. We have some things that are legal, some things that are illegal in that regard. But, you know, people still cheat the system on things that are illegal, and it's hard for them to come out. Like, hey, I'm doing this illegal substance. How do I come out and, you know, get help for this? Because, you know, they can't. Like, they're literally committing a crime at that point. It's like, hey, I committed this crime for like 3 years. Yeah, can I get help? You know, it's kind of like a hard issue to get past. And then the other way around, when it's like illegal, you know, you still have issues with it. Or, I mean, illegal, because, you know, people are still going to try to get it. I don't know. It really comes down to, I'm not sure where I'm trying to go with this, but you get the point. I don't know. Most of my tangents don't go anywhere. I don't know. They go anywhere. They go somewhere in my brain, but I can't like render them into words quick enough to get to the point, and then I lose the point, and then I forget what I'm talking about. What were we talking about? Drugs. But you get the point. Like, there's arguments to both, and we have a mixed system. But is a mixed system actually the way to go? Like, there are ways for both sides that could, you know, end up working. Make it completely illegal, make it completely legal. I'm not sure which one I would be on. Honestly, I would say completely legal. I would never do anything under it. The problem with making everything legal, though, is how dangerous that could potentially be. Like, how do you regulate something still? Like, obviously, if everything's legal, you can't still, like, make it legal. Like, obviously, like, guns are pretty legal in the United States, but, you know, you still have background checks, you still have stuff like that. Well, it's not strong enough, I wouldn't say, but, you know, there's still checks and balances in place. And, you know, you'd still have that, even if every drug was legal. Like, you know, you wouldn't just see crack on the shelves of Walmart. But then again, didn't the Coke used to be in Coke? So, actually, I shouldn't say that. We go back like 100, 200 years. When was Coke last in Coke? Wait, I shouldn't say that. That's not too long ago. Like, that's before my time and probably your guys' time, but that's not too far back if you consider the concept of time again. Like, we're talking, what, 100 years less? Like, that wasn't too long ago. That Coke was in Coke. Being sold. Literal addictive substance and other things. And you can say the same thing about sugar. Like, when are we going to regulate sugar and other things like that? Like, they're literally putting addictive substances. Like, you know, they're not, like, considered drugs in that sense. But, you know, caffeine could be considered addictive. Sugar could be considered addictive. There's a lot of ingredients that could be considered addictive that are literally illegal in countries that aren't America. But, you know, we still use in all of our foods for some reason. Corn syrup's a horrible one as well. But because it's so cheap and profitable, of course, capitalism will end up doing it. Because it doesn't matter about the health of the overall population, but, you know, rather the profit that can be made. Which is a inverse problem that happens when money is more on the line than overall societal well-being. Because our overall consumption of food is definitely far from ideal, the system that we have. Like, there could be so much better ways that we can get simply just from farm to plate, as far as making the whole system more efficient and less costly. But it's never going to happen because every single food industry in the entire world will lobby so hard against it that it will be literally impossible. Because we can technically, like, what even is the point of supermarkets? Supermarkets are completely pointless. If you have a bunch of supermarkets, this is literally like the whole middleman thing. It's just a bunch of middlemen because you have all the shippers and you have the place that are selling it and they have to write it up. Obviously, they have people, employees, though of course those will be replaced by robots these days, so hopefully it will go down. But, you know, they're not going to lower prices. They're still going to keep everything high. But then you have this whole system where just a bunch of middlemen just selling a bunch of resources that we need, rather than, you know, having some kind of system in place where we efficiently get resources that are needed for sustaining life to every single person. And then we have like this whole issue where we're going through all these middle grounds just so things can make money, where we can make a so much more efficient method where we just get, you know, ingredients that people need to survive to the people. Good, you're good to go. Like, you can still have a market for stores like this, but they shouldn't be selling like raw ingredients. Like, we should have a more efficient way to get like solid raw ingredients as far as, you know, things needed for life. Water, vegetables, other things. Maybe to some degree you can make an argument like some meats and stuff. Like, you know, some standard of these, like, you know, they should be more easily supplied to the masses. But, you know, you can still like sell custom products. Like, you know, you can still like sell chips and stuff like that. Like, you know, processed stuff and other things. But a lot of other ones, they're just needless middlemen for resources that you need to survive. Which is not an ideal system even remotely how we have it set up across pretty much most of the world. Like, most of the world is set up that way. For the most part. Anyways, what were we talking about? Let's see. Just reading through chat. DoorDash. I still, to this day, I've never really used DoorDash or something. Though I've still ordered pizza and stuff, so I guess it's kind of like the same concept. I just feel like the prices have just been so much. Like, you know, because you're paying for the shipment, you're paying for, you know, you're just paying so much extra to get it to you. So, of course, you could also consider the time wasted of actually doing the resource. But also, what exactly is considered time wasted? Like, honestly, I don't mind walking to a place. You get exercise. It's good for you. You get some sun. Like, I still go to the supermarket, just walk there, grab some food, you know, bring it back. Motor mouth. Oh no. We're just talking randomly. Oh no, is anything I'm saying coherent? Do you guys like this? Do you hate it? Have I gotten 10,000 dislikes? Hit that dislike button. No, just kidding. I don't know. I don't know. I would talk about this a lot more. I feel like people would get so annoyed if I just keep talking like this forever, though. But I could do it, like, literally forever. Though I feel like I would start repeating myself because there's reoccurring issues that need addressing and they never will, and then they just become more up in topics. It's very fun. That's good to hear. Let's see. The tacit market where everything makes sense. I don't know. There's just so many more efficient ways to do it. In some places across the world, they're probably implementing systems like that. But, you know, it's hard to break through, you know, the powers that already be and to break away from the norms that are already established. But our way that we produce produce and everything else is just so inefficient right now. Like, not necessarily the processes, though those could be improved quite a bit too. And there have been ways that have been improving them over the years. But a lot of them are ultimately done for profit, not necessarily for the necessity of all food for consumption of the world population. Like, yes, some of them are, but not all of them. And honestly, that's a good place for automation. Like, honestly, I'm not against automation. I'm actually really for automating as much as we physically can. Like, I know that's probably a pretty controversial take. But honestly, if we could delete 90% of every job that exists right now, I see that as a good thing, not a bad thing. Because that leads for much better jobs in the future. Like, if we could get rid of literally every menial labor job in existence, every single one, I would say society is better, not worse, if we did so. Exactly what we would do with that profit that, you know, companies make from that and everything, you know, that's to be discussed. Like, how do you tax, like, a robot literally doing someone you'd pay, like, $30,000 a year to do the same job? Like, how do you tax that? Like, of course, they have the cost of the robot, the maintenance of it. Like, how do you tax a robot that replaces someone for $30,000 a year? Do you even tax that the full amount? Do you tax it partially? Do you even tax it at all? Do you tax, like, the sales of the consumption? Like at what point does the value get taken from the thing that replaces everything? Because we could, like, give it 100 years, we're probably at that point. Like, we could replace almost every labor job with some kind of mechanical equivalence. Maybe not perfectly, but, you know, to some degree, in some cases even better. Like, there are a lot of things that could be way done better than that, than what humans can, because they don't really fatigue as much. And if they do, you know, you just replace it with a better robot again. The next model, like 5 years later, so, you know, you can keep replacing them. Whereas, you know, you can keep replacing humans, but that's not a good way to, you know, do human life. Replacing them almost like cattle or something. And of course, that gets over to meats and everything too. Like, you know, it's not the best system that we have for food consumption right now. It is definitely far from what would be optimal. Of course, most of you guys know, like, what that generally entails these days, but, you know, it's like a needed evil, but also not as needed. Like, there are a lot of things. It also comes down to, like, you know, does hurting plants still hurt them? Like, what is the feeling of a plant? Like, does it feel to such a degree? Because to some degree, I would say yes. You know, they're still composed of a lot of the same material. Even if, you know, they don't, like, scream when you kill them or something. Like, you know, they still, like, feel things. Most plants. Not to the same degree that, you know, mammals or something do, but, you know, they still have the concept of such. And, you know, if we ever do go, like, let's say, like, everyone went vegan, like, that's not fixing the issue necessarily. Like, there's always the killing of life or sustaining of life to some degree. It really comes down to what is acceptable, and is society currently, right now, actually acceptable in that regard. Also, we need another Palooza. I mean, not a Palooza. You know what they are, XP boost. Anyway, so I'm gonna reset this one. We're at one more left. Honestly, I don't want this stream to end. This is fun. I could do this for like 10 hours, though I'm going to fall asleep before that happens. That or faint from exhaustion, or get second wind and repeat the cycle again. Anyways, there's a doggy. We handed this out like 15 minutes ago. Enjoy. I think that's the last code we're handing out for now. Let's go do one more. Let's go add our numbers. That's not where you do numbers. I've misclicked that every single time. Every single time we have done this stream. I've misclicked it literally every time. What am I doing? Where's my number? I keep thinking that's my trophy number. I have no clue why. It's not moving. Just 2,000 every time. Yeah, I keep thinking it's my trophy number. Okay, what are we doing? 1028. We take that number from the other number. First, we gotta get bigger number and then subtract it from smaller number. I mean, other way around. Wait, I don't know. What are we doing? Just take number and do something with it. Because it doesn't matter if we subtract it which way, it still gives you the same number. Because regardless if you subtract it one way or the other, as long as you make it a positive number at the end, it's still the same number, regardless of which way you do it. And it's 553. I mean, 333. I can't say numbers. It's a number. Wait, how did we do so good that one? Wait, did we do above average? I feel like I was doing way worse on that one, but apparently we did better. I don't know. It seems like we did the same amount of time too. Anyways, we're up to 7. Let's go do one more. Still have one more over here. Let's go over to this one. Let's see. We'll take this one and go from there. All right, we'll go from there. We'll just take one. Hello, Wild Plains. Hello. We meet again. Hyper Tacit. Oh yeah, I can get really hyper at night. It's kind of insane. Oh no. It's like so much different how I am now compared to like normally. Because I'm generally like a pretty reserved person, but then, you know, when I start to get like, I don't know. When my brain starts to think too much, it's dangerous. It's better when it doesn't think. It should just stop thinking. It's somewhat better that way sometimes. Thinks of too many things. Too many, like, very evil things. And not evil things. And fun things. And other things. Like, there's just too much to think about. And is it even worth thinking about all that? Is it just, like, degrading overall? Like, going through the process of, like, going through everything? Like, is it a waste of time? Is it actually useful for anything? Like, because, you know, everything I said, like, none of this is actionable things. Like, well, I guess to some degree, but, you know. Like, not a single thing I've said is really actionable on to a degree. Unless you get, like, you know, a lot of people, and then you have to get people agreeing, and then there's the whole thing, and, you know, there's different opinions on things. And, you know, that's how, you know, everything is. And then you have politics, and, you know, then you have, like, everything just controlled by that. And, you know, we have a horrible system in America for that. It's not really that balanced. You basically have two parties that are the same party. They're almost all in for corporations, and, you know, it's just a huge, horrible system. And then, you know, they're not representing people, and then, you know, because that's what, in theory, if government worked perfectly, like, we'd be in utopia right now. If government did what it was supposed to be, we would be in the most utopia that has ever existed in the concept of thinking. But government does not work even remotely to any intention that it was originally created for. Like, the concept of government was made with such good intentions, used in such a horrible way. Like, the intention of government, wonderful. The execution of government, worst thing to probably ever happen. Maybe not worse, but it has not been that good in recent years. At least hundreds of years. Probably even longer than that. Like, it was made with such good intentions, but such poor execution. Because it's not really able to action too many things. Like, it can, but to the degree that it needs to, it really can't. And if a body that big can't, like, what can? Like, if we can't even get government, like, gigantic governments to do the right thing, or even anything, sometimes, with how stalemated, like, the United States government is at times, because neither side can agree on anything, like, it just does nothing. And we could do that on our own. Like, we could do that right now. We could all do that very successfully. But now we're, like, having this whole, like, money-sinking government. And overall, I do think government's a good thing. I'm not, like, an anti-government or anything. I just feel like our execution of government is so inefficient compared to what it could be. So absurdly inefficient. Like, all governments, not just America. Europe's probably just as bad. Everywhere's probably just as bad. If anything, someplace probably worse. Oh no, America's pretty far down there. Oh no, it just could be executed so better. But never will be. Remember, not never, but you know. No time in, like, the nearest future. Great concept, horrible execution. Anyways, what were we talking about? Oh, so we're on the last Palooza. We're probably ending in about 10 minutes. Honestly, I'm going to be sad when we end. I like this. I like streaming late at night like this. I feel like I'm driving some people crazy, though. I know some of you like this, though. I'm, like, completely unhinged at this time, though. Though this is just my brain. If you ever wonder why I'm so scattered-brained, you know what I'm saying right now? This is what my brain is thinking, like, every second of every day. Maybe not every second of every day. Obviously, rest at some point. But, I don't know. Thinking can be considered a bad thing at times. There's always the concept of, is intelligence good? Or, you know, even if you consider intelligence, like, you know, it's just overall bad. Like, not overall bad. What am I trying to go for here? Like, first you have to break down what is even the concept of intelligence. Because, you know, you could have bad data, good data. What even is correct data in just what we can sense with our senses? But also, beyond that... Where are we going with this? But you know what I mean. The concept of advancing knowledge is not always a good thing, is the bottom line. Like, yes, in theory, more knowledge good. In practice, more knowledge dangerous. Like, the more knowledge we have as an overall society, I would say it's more dangerous than not. Like, there are better knowledge than others as far as what could keep us safer. Like, obviously, medicine, generally. If we could, like, perfect medicine to, like, find, like, regenerative, because there's regenerative creatures that literally have, like, an infinite lifespan here on Earth. Like, if we could figure out how to do that, like, is that a good thing? Like, is that even a good thing? Like, that would, in theory, be the best thing to ever happen to medicine. If we could recreate a system that essentially, as long as you don't get, like, directly killed, like, you're literally immortal. Like, you know, you can still die from, you know, taking severe damage. But if we found a way to, like, repeat those regenerative properties from other animals, is that a good thing? Like, if we could theoretically live forever, that could arguably be very bad. That could be a very horrific thing. Like, in theory, that is the best thing that could ever happen to medicine. We essentially solve death. Unless you, like, you know, someone literally, like, stabs you and does such irreparable damage that it's impossible to repair. But, you know, we could almost, like, prevent it to a certain point if we near perfected medicines. There's already creatures in the world that could do that to some degree. Or unless you, like, completely destroy them, like some crustaceans and stuff like that. But otherwise, if they're just, like, left unharmed, not eaten by anything, not destroyed, they essentially have enough regenerative properties, both for their brain and just rest of their structure, that they theoretically can never die from natural causes. Only from, you know, more extreme cases, where they're, like, literally crushed and teared apart and, you know, stuff like that. You know, like, irreparable damage that is undoable, beyond repair. Because, you know, there's nothing to repair them. Because they don't have doctors. They don't have, like, crab doctors down there, but you know what I mean. But, you know, is that a good thing? Like, it is, in theory, like, the most miracle thing that could ever happen to medicine, but also, like, the worst thing that could ever happen in a sense. Because then, what is considered death at that point? If theoretically every single person, every single creature could only be killed by, you know, like, essentially physical acts that were so extreme that their body would be beyond repair. Like, that would probably be more of a net negative than a positive, even though it would theoretically be the most best medical miracle ever. And anything about that with other medical concepts. Like, what is too far? Of course, we have things like genetic engineering and stuff like that. And, of course, that's generally deemed as too far by most people in current society. Oh, no, is it? Like, if we could... because one way to think about that is not necessarily the genetic engineering part, but more so from the production of consumable material. Like, what if we found a way to essentially render through either, you know, genetic engineering, some other thing, where we essentially engineer our own substance, where we're not necessarily killing anything or even producing anything to kill, like we do with cattle and plants, but simply literally rendering it out of various atoms and other various methods, whatever it may be. Obviously, we have that to some degree with 3D printing, but not to such a degree where we can, like, literally consume stuff out of atoms or, you know, create something that would become a structure that would then be consumable. Would that be the same? Like, if we created a, you know, a creature through that matter, that was basically just for, you know, meat consumption, like, is that morally right? Like, we do the same for plants. Is that, like, the same thing? Like, you know, basically, like, lab engineering, just, like, plants out of essentially nothing. It's not even seeds, not even anything. Like, you know, on an atomic level, essentially being able to render it. Kind of like how 3D printers work now, but, you know, on a molecular level where you can basically make anything. Because to some degree, we will eventually reach that point. It's more so a matter of when than if. Obviously, we have it to very lesser degrees right now, absurdly lesser degrees right now. But that whole system, in theory, can eventually be applied to almost any organic manner. And, you know, would that be like the new food? Would that even be a moral food compared to what we have now? Is it less moral? Is it more moral? Like, where do we draw the line? Because you could make an argument that, you know, that'd be a good use of, like, genetic engineering and other similar things like that. But you could also say it's, like, the most dystopian thing you've ever heard. And both would be pretty valid. Because it really comes down to, I don't know, moral stuff is just so subjective. It's just such a cluster of what is or isn't. And there really isn't any way to know, like, you know, what truly is. Like, we can't foresee that far in the future. We could do case studies, we could do whatever. Like, you're never going to predict, like, what's happening 1,000 years from now. No amount of anything we ever have will predict that far ahead as far as, you know, anything. Anything at all. Like, it's just too far of a concept of time beyond what we can comprehend for us to ever be able to make a system that can even remotely predict that far ahead. And then you get into things like simulation theory. Like, are we just in a simulation? Because, of course, if other intelligences are out there, like, let's say hypothetically, there's two hypotheticals. One is, what if humans are the first ever of our kind to reach this high of intelligence? And, you know, what will we end up doing with that? And to what degree will we get further than that? But then also there's the inverse of, what if there's already things that have gone way further than we can even remotely comprehend? And, you know, there could easily just, you know, simulation theory. We could end up easily just being in a simulation, because if you are at a point societally where, you know, you need to predict, like, let's say 1,000 years in the future, like, you want to know, like, you know, you need to make simulations for that. And, you know, you would eventually need ways to test that. And, you know, if you can eventually, like, if we can eventually make simulations that can account for, you know, emotions, every other thing, basically, you know, like almost like a little mini world in itself. What's to say that we aren't? What's to say that other things aren't? Even if we aren't, what if other things already have things that are like that? And you would kind of need that to predict things further in the future, because you could basically, you know, set that up and find out things that you wouldn't be able to know, but, you know, try to get more of a grasp for. You know, hundreds of years, thousands of years, tens of thousands, concepts of times way further that maybe we even comprehend. And, you know, that'd be ways of doing so with, you know, maybe not minimal effort, but, you know, it'd be an alternative way to do so. And, you know, it'd be helping some other gigantic society way beyond our comprehension. And then, of course, you get into gods and stuff like that. Like, what even is the concept of it? I personally come from the opinion that I believe if any concept of God exists to any degree, it is far beyond human comprehension. Same as how you can't describe to a dog what our version of a god is. I am pretty sure if such a thing exists, whatever one is far beyond anything our human brain can ever comprehend. Multiple times over. Like, way, way beyond. Like, we can get the most intelligent humans, the most intelligent AI we could make, and it will have no concept even remotely close to how, like, elaborate that could potentially be, if such a thing exists. And you start getting to, like, layers upon layers on that, because, you know, like, what if, like, you know, a concept of God, because the other alternative simulation theory is, like, you know, what if it is, like, a god or a godlike object, or, you know, anything like that, that's essentially just testing this, for whatever purpose, for data purposes, for whatever other purpose, you know, they even if you have, like, omniscience or something else, like, you know, you would still need to accumulate data for that. Like, you don't just naturally have that in a sense, like, you might, but, you know, you still would need to accumulate that through some kind of means. Like, you don't just, like, naturally have omniscience. Like, to some degree, I guess you could kind of consider that concept. But, you know, you would still need a way to accumulate data, like new data. Like, yes, let's say you currently know, let's say hypothetically, you know everything that has ever happened ever in the past. Now, how do you do that for the future? Of course, maybe like fourth dimension, where you can, like, move through time or something else. I don't know. But, like, there are concepts, like, what we have available. Like, you would need a way, like, forward through time, which is always a concept that's way beyond what we can comprehend necessarily. Because what exactly is considered forward in time? Can you know what's forward from time from now? And if you know what's forward from time from now, can't you just change what's forward from time from now? Like, if you know exactly what's going to happen in 1 week from now, you know, you can just change what's going to happen from 1 week from now, so that what will happen 1 week from now would change from what would happen 1 week from now. And, you know, it's like the butterfly effect, but, you know, to, like, a different scale. And I don't know, it's just a weird concept to think about. And there's a lot of things like that are just way beyond. And of course, you get to the concept of death and everything. That starts to get way deeper, though. That's like a conversation for a different stream. We're going to go down that path. Well, we don't have enough time. We got like 1 minute left. We don't have enough time to go down the whole rabbit hole that is death. That's not as bleak as it sounds, but also could be even bleaker than that. And I don't know, it's just a whole conversation. That one's probably like the most bleak one to think about. The other ones are more fun. They're a lot more hypothetical than the other alternative. Oh no, death's not that. But it does go pretty deep as far as thinking about the concept, which I think pretty much everyone does. Like, how do you not at some point? Like, to some degree, you think about it, regardless of what your opinion is of what happens after the fact. Like, you know, you have some, like, opinion or feeling of, like, what will happen, wrong or right. You know, everyone has something that they think will happen when it happens, even if they're wrong. Obviously, most people are wrong. Probably all of us are wrong. We don't know. There's no way to know. It's a concept far beyond what we could ever comprehend, probably. Well, who knows? Maybe we will at some point. And if we do, is that even a good thing? If we know what death is? Because if we truly know what it is, will we try avoiding it? Would we try embracing it? Like, if we truly know what it is, would it end up being ultimately a good thing, a bad thing? Oh no, it's just a weird concept. Anyways, that's too big of a concept to talk about right now. We'll be back for the next lecture at some point. Oh no, when are we doing a stream this long again? I guess next Guild War. Tune in for the next 2-hour Guild War ramble about random concepts for, I don't know, 2 hours. Oh no, what even just happened? Anyways, do you guys enjoy this? I'm not sure. I feel like I pissed off like 90% of everyone. I don't know. I'm just saying random things. Don't take anything too seriously. I don't know. Where are we? Let's add numbers together. Whatever numbers are. Why do I keep going here? It's such a habit. Anyways, what am I doing? We're going to here. What am I doing? Numbers. Guild War. No, not Guild. We'll I need to go to Guild. Let me add numbers together. Number. Go into other number. Alright, let me take calculator. What is this? Put number into other number. Click there. I don't know, 109. Minus this from what we're doing. Take a number. I don't know, 495? Yeah, that's the right number. Wow, we like doubled our trophies. Well, that makes sense. We've been farming for a while. Talking about things. Let's see, 614. Plus it's early in the week too. It's only the third day. 614. Okay. What is that trophy total? Well, duh, it's right there. Our trophy total is 1109. Is that even a question? What was that question? Anyways, how many does that break down to? Let me divide that by 8. What is our average? Wait, let me take my average of our thing. Or the mean. Well, is that the mean? Wait, what's the mean again? Yeah, average is mean. Whatever, same word, different meaning. Whatever. Words, concept of words. Anyways, divide that by 80. I mean, not 8. Divided by 8. Not 80. 76.75. I slowed down. Okay, I slowed down on some of them. I should be averaging 80, so I slacked on some of them, but we did 76.75. It's very easy to do 80 per cycle. But there we go. We did 76.75 per thing. Our total amount of EXP was 2 levels? 2 levels on the dot? Was that 3 levels? I lost track. I need to double check the beginning of the stream. Let me double check. I will tell you right now how much EXP we just gained for anyone curious. Soon as maybe we'll cover a little video on it tomorrow. So people don't watch this part of the stream and just watch the other video instead of. Anyways, we started at like a little below half of 1846. So yeah, we gained about a little more than 2 levels, like 2 levels and a third, you can say. So honestly, that's pretty good for 2 hours. Well, a little more than 2 hours, but I don't know. You can't really count all the number tracking as necessarily time. Like the average person wouldn't be tracking every number that they're getting. We just mostly did that for data purposes. But you love these topics, but that's your opinion. Oh no, I love thinking about hypotheticals like this. There's a lot of things to think about. It's fun to think. But it's also dangerous to think. There's a lot of things to think about that are probably bad for your mental health to think about too much because, gosh, they just make your brain melt. Anyways, I hope you all had a wonderful stream. I hope I wasn't too rambly. We will be back for Season 2 of whatever this ramble was in 1 month from now when we have Guild Wars again. And we'll do a delay, and who knows, maybe we'll be this loopy again. I have no clue. We'll find out. But yeah, turn in for Season 2 or whatever you call it. I don't know. Second episode of this? I don't know. It's just gonna be the same name, the same thing as before. We're just gonna do it in the first win randomly. You'll see, like, you'll know whatever stream's like 3 hours long. There will be like a 2-hour rant in it probably. We'll be back for round 2 at some point. Anyways, guys, have a wonderful night. Stay safe out there. I'll catch you guys soon. Anyways, goodbye everyone. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Goodbye everyone. Thanks for watching.